Jeff Bowers' Southern Miss Golden Eagles, picked to win the Conference USA title, are off to a soaring start in 07. The Eagles are led by running back Damian Fletcher, 156 yards in last week's opener. They have a great receiver in Chris Johnson, who caught a touchdown pass in the win over Tennessee Martin. As for the Vols, the hopes for a quick start quickly clipped by a hungry Cal team. But the Vols showed great promise on offense, both on the ground and through the air. Tight end Chris Brown with a career-high 2 touchdown grabs. It's senior quarterback Eric Ainge looking to come back home and lead his Volunteers to their first win of this 2007 season.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast. Rick Russo coming to you fieldside from a jam-packed Neyland Stadium, and they're singing Rocky Top. It's the home opener for 2007 for the 24th ranked Tennessee Volunteers. And what better medicine for the Vols than to come back home following a difficult and disappointing night last Saturday night in Berkeley. As for their opponent, the Southern Miss Golden Eagles out of Conference USA. They're 1-0 after opening the season with a 35-13 win over Tennessee Martin last week. Jeff Bowers' team has proven to be giant killers over the last decade, with wins over the likes of Georgia, Nebraska, and twice over Alabama. It is an intriguing non-conference matchup. It is Tennessee versus Southern Miss, coming up live here at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee. With the broadcast call tonight, we'll send it to the booth now with Randy Smith and Pat Ryan. Guys?
Thank you, Rick Russo, and hi again, everybody. As the Volunteers open the home portion of their 2007 college football season, they have done very, very well in their openers in Neyland Stadium, Pat Ryan, especially under Coach Philip Fulmer's watch. They've won 13 out of 14.
And that's a pretty good record. The only loss coming to Florida.
And, of course, they're also doing very, very well as the no opponent on opening game at home has scored more than 18 points. They are not facing, however, Cupcake U. Southern Mississippi, a very good football team. Pat, they got votes for top 25. They're 1-0 in the year. And look at these historic wins, all of them under Jeff Bowers' watch.
Well, they're a defensive football team, and when you play good defense, you can play anybody. He doesn't back off from any team, plays a lot of SEC games, as you showed there. Had a big win against Alabama in 2000.
And of course, their last visit that same year to Tennessee in the opening game of the year, they won by Tennessee won by 3. So they have a very good football team. They also have an outstanding running back, and this is something that has to concern Coach John Chavis and the Tennessee coaches. Damian Fletcher is only a sophomore, but he's averaging better than 100 yards a game in his career.
The guy can go. He's a small guy, 5'10", 175 pounds, but he had 156 yards last week. Likes to run between the tackles, not like most small backs.
The Volunteers have Arian Foster, who had a great game offensively, did a lot of things, caught passes, ran the ball well, and he, of course, is one of many great running backs for the Tennessee backfield.
Arian Foster had a good game last week. Very good finding his holes, picking his blocks up. Went for over 80, about 90 yards last week, 6.8 average. That's a good day for a running back.
The Volunteers are a 10.5-point favorite over Southern Miss, but a lot of folks still have their questions about this Tennessee football team, questions that Coach Philip Fulmer hope will be answered this evening.
Okay, here we go.
And as you look on the field, the Pride of the Southland marching band in their pregame formation forming USA. Pat Ryan, the first game of 2007, it's always warm, and the fans are a little apprehensive about this football team. That's kind of what I thought coming in.
Yeah, and that's the feeling I get around the stadium today and around the building right now. They had a tough game, tough outing against California. Didn't play particularly well defensively. Fans don't really know what to expect tonight. They're hoping for a good outcome, though.
Tennessee is hoping to bounce back. And as the curtain goes up on the 75th year of football in the SEC and the home opener for 2007, once again, it's football time in Tennessee. +106,000 fans here at Neyland Stadium for this home opening game, with the temperature at game time very close to 90 degrees. It's going to be hot and muggy, but I don't think it's going to affect Southern Mississippi at all.
No, I think Southern Mississippi's a little used to the hot and muggy weather. I think they get that clear into December.
86 the official game time temperature. Southern Miss running out onto the field here at Neyland Stadium. The captains have met. They've tossed the coin. Southern Mississippi won the toss, and they elected to receive. There's Coach Jeff Bauer. He's been at Southern Miss as head coach longer than Philip Fulmer's been at Tennessee as the head coach. This is his 17th season, and he's put together a really good record, just under 60% winning percentage.
Well, he's been coach of the year in Conference USA. I don't know what year they opened that conference up, but he has been coach of the year about half of those years.
Outstanding football coach, and of course Philip Fulmer in his 15th year as he starts it at Tennessee has still put together the highest winning percentage of any coach who has been coaching in college football for 10 years or more. Almost 77%, 137 wins, 42 losses. Arian Foster, Pat Ryan, saw some work as a receiver last week, and we might also see LaMarcus Coker, who is back from his suspension.
Yeah, you're going to see Coker today. That's a guy that they like. They always liked. He was the leading rusher last year. He's really their best playmaker. He's the guy with the most speed, the best ability to get out and make a play.
Your officials, the referee is Mark Curls, that's him. Wally Huff, Jay Vines, Michael Shirley, Matt Moore, Brad Freeman, and Stan Murray, your officiating crew. We hope you enjoy our broadcast tonight from Neyland Stadium as Tennessee faces Southern Mississippi. There's Jeremy Young. He's the starting quarterback. He is a senior, and he is a mobile quarterback, gets it done. But while Southern Miss does not have the overall speed skills and the talent of a California team, this is a very disciplined, very tough football team.
And they always have been. They're a defensive football team. That's where they make their money. They had the top defense in Conference USA last year, and they're always ranked in the top 25 in the nation in defense.
Tennessee leads the all-time series 4-0. The last meeting was in 2000. We talked about that a few moments ago. Tennessee very lucky to come out of there with a win. Tennessee goes on to finish 8-4 that year, and they edge Southern Mississippi 19-16. The Volunteers will kick off. Daniel Lincoln will kick off, and back deep to receive for Southern Mississippi. Torrey Harrison, number 11. He's one of two men back deep. Ed Morgan is the other. Tennessee's kick coverage left something to be desired last year. Let's see if they can pick it up a little bit. At the 13-yard line, this is Morgan. Straight ahead, crosses the 35, and that's where Southern Miss will put it in play. Adam Myers-White makes the tackle, and it'll be a 24-yard kick return. Here are your starters on the offensive line, and this is a light offensive line compared to college football teams today. Chris Clark, Wesley Housley, Rick Thompson, Nick Dean, and Ryan McKee. None of them go 300 pounds. Backs and receivers, Damian Fletcher. Keep your eye on him. He's the standing tailback. Quarterback, of course, is Jeremy Young. Pass is caught. First down. The man gets away, crosses the 45, and Southern Miss picks up 11, maybe 12. Chris Johnson, the receiver. Gerard Mayo makes the tackle, pushing him out of bounds.
Yeah, just a simple little stop route on the outside. That's a play. It's essentially a running play, 5-yard stop, get it out to him. Hit his receiver quick, and Gaines didn't make the tackle and gave up extra yards.
First down, Southern Miss at the Eagle 48-yard line. The delay, they give straight ahead. Fletcher gets to the 50, picks up a yard, and that's it. Rico McCoy makes the tackle from his linebacker spot, and it will be virtually no gain. Starters on the defensive line. Xavier Mitchell, who had a concussion against Cal last week, is okay. He is back. DeMonte Bolden, Dan Williams, and of course Antonio Reynolds up front. Secondary has Eric Berry, who started. We'll talk more about that true freshman in just a moment. Tennessee jumping around. They're going to blitz from the corner. They're coming after him. Pass caught at the 45 of Tennessee. Down to the 44 goes Sean Nelson, the big tight end. Mayo makes the tackle.
That was good. Side adjust by Nelson. He saw the two guys blitzing off the edge, on the same side. When he sees that, he just turns around and the quarterback pops him with the ball before the safety can get there.
3rd and short. Southern Miss about 4. Long setback is Fletcher. Fakes. Tennessee on him pretty good. Great call. Pass caught down to the 20. Inside the 20 to the 15 goes the tight end, Sean Nelson. That is a big pickup of 30 yards on a 3rd and 4. And Southern Miss has another first down.
And not the start that Tennessee needed on defense after last week. They needed to come out and get a little more than what they're getting there. Southern Miss sucked Tennessee in. They thought they were going to get a sack there. Thought they were on top of the quarterback. They slipped the tight end out, flip it to him. He's out there all by himself with a lot of green space to run.
First down, Southern Miss. The line of scrimmage, the Tennessee 15. Long snap count. Jeremy Young gives it to Fletcher. Fletcher gets a couple right up the middle. Antonio Reynolds, one of the Tennessee orange shirts, to make the tackle, a gain of 2.
Well, you're going to see Fletcher. He likes to run between the tackles. He's a small back. You would think he'd be an outside runner. He's not. He runs between the tackles. That time took it straight ahead. Reynolds and Williams were there to make the stop.
2nd down and 8 from the Tennessee 13. Young out of the shotgun. Back to throw. Tennessee hits the receiver, dropping the football incomplete at the 10-yard line. Taurus McGee was the intended receiver. Rico McCoy put a pop on him, and it's 3rd down and 8.
Well, got a good rush by Xavier Mitchell coming off the left side. Makes the quarterback throw it a little before he's ready. Hits the running back right in the numbers, but I think he felt the pressure from Rico and couldn't convert.
Young now 3 out of 4 in passing for Southern Miss. Big play here, 3rd and 8. Young, the senior. 2 backs in the backfield. Play action, looking, pass, batted down. Antonio Reynolds got those big hands up in the air and swatted it away. DeMonte Bolden was there as well. Bolden, Reynolds, and the Volunteers will force Southern Miss to attempt a field goal.
Well, the defensive line took a lot of heat from their play last week. 2 plays in a row. 2 defensive linemen come up and make big plays to stop Southern Miss.
That was Bolden who knocked it down. 6'6", 290, a junior.
Timeout, Southern Miss.
And Southern Miss wants and gets a timeout, their first of the football game. Number 3 for Southern Miss has one of the great names in college football, especially for his position, Pat. Britt Barefoot.
You know, when I first read that, I thought it was a typo. Thought maybe he kicked barefoot.
Kicked barefoot, yeah.
You know, guys used to do that. Ricky Townsend here, you know, in the early 70s, kicked barefoot. But you don't see much of it anymore.
Southern Miss may have had a personnel problem to deal with. They were forced to call the timeout. Britt Barefoot is not the guy we thought would be kicking field goals and extra points. That was said to be Justin Estes, but Barefoot will kick off. He will also kick this field goal, which the line of scrimmage is the 12, be a 29-yarder.
What is Barefoot? Is that French, you think?
Maybe country. I don't know.
Just plain old country.
You go barefoot in the summertime? Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, the last thing you want is to have to waste a timeout on personnel on a kicking formation. That's something that, you know, should be lined up on the sideline, get everybody run out there, and you just execute it. You know, coach out there, Bowers, is not real happy about having to waste a timeout because one of his linemen forgot to go in a football game.
Well, Barefoot is going to hold for Justin Estes. And by the way, Britt Barefoot is from Laurel, Mississippi. Estes 5'9", 160 pounds. He is a freshman. Well, we're having to wait for the media. not waiting for us, but since this is a pay-per-view telecast. Trooper Taylor. Trooper was doing the chest bump out on the Vol walk today.
Trooper does the chest bump all over the place. I tell you what, you'd be hard pressed to find any function that Trooper's at where he's not excited and chest bumping somebody.
All right, here we go. A 30-yard field goal attempt by Justin Estes. Barefoot will hold. The kick is away, and it is good, and Southern Miss takes a 3-0 lead as they start from their own 33 and drive all the way down, finally stopped at the Tennessee 12.
That's a good opening drive by Southern Miss. A really good opening drive. Hit a couple passes, got the tight end on the outside. We kind of lost him. Took it down to our end of the field, and Tennessee did a good job of on second and third down of stopping 2 successive pass plays to force the field goal, but they still scored points first time out of the box.
There's Coach Jeff Bauer. His team takes a 3-0 lead with 12:17 to go here in the first period. And Southern Miss will now kick off. Tennessee will have Denarius Moore, number 83, back deep, and Lennon Creer, number 3.
2 freshmen. That's something that Philip Fulmer said early on that he really didn't want to do, was put 2 true freshmen back together, either a fielding punch or kickoff.
There's your scoring drive for Southern Miss. 8 plays, 52 yards. They use just over 2.5 minutes. Barefoot will kick off. Moore and Creer standing inside the 5 to receive for the Volunteers. And the kick is high right down the middle. Taking it at the 6-yard line is Moore. Right up the middle, got away from one man, crosses the 25, and finally stopped at the 29. That's a 24-yard return. Marcus Raines makes the tackle for the Eagles. So Tennessee goes on offense. Eric Ains, the senior, still with his broken pinky, but we hope to have that healed in a couple of weeks. He's still got those fingers taped together. Jeff Cottom and Chris Brown both in the game for Tennessee at tight end. Austin Rogers, Lucas Taylor, the wideouts, and the tailback is Foster. Ains play action. Good protection. Fires it over the right side. Caught for a first down by Lucas Taylor as he hits past the 45. That's a 15-yard gain and a Tennessee first down. Your starters up front for the Volunteers: Eric Young, Parker McNeil, Chris Scott, and Raymond Foster. Backs: Austin Rogers, Lucas Taylor, Jeff Cottom, Chris Brown, the pair of tight ends. Arian Foster is the tailback. Tennessee, of course, going without a huddle.
This is what you're going to see out of Southern Miss all night. They never stand in the same spot. They're continually moving around, giving you different looks, coming at you from all different angles.
First down, Tennessee at the 45. Ains straight drop, screen pass. Foster hauled down from behind by Gerald McGrath, the middle linebacker for Southern Miss. That is a loss of 3, and it'll bring up second down and 13.
Yeah, that was a good job by Eric dumping it off, but McGrath, their all-conference or all-American freshman linebacker, did a good job getting out on the running back.
Linebackers: Henderson, Matthew Chatelaine, Sean Merrill, and Martavius Prince. Your 3 defensive starters up front. The secondary: Willingham, Richmond, Hickson, Sumrall. Second down, 13 for Tennessee at the Volunteer 43-yard line. Quick drop. Ains pumps. Caught. Right side. First down, Tennessee. Lucas Taylor makes his second reception as Ains went for the fade to Taylor and picked up the first down yardage.
Well, they're going to give you a lot of chances today. They're going to bring the blitz. They're going to play a lot of man coverage. Taylor got man coverage again on the right side on Sumrall. Ainge does a good job of laying it up there, giving him a chance to make a play, and he does an outstanding job of going up and snatching that ball.
14-yard gain. Nice job by Taylor. First down, Tennessee at the Southern Miss 32. Play coming in from the side. Trooper Taylor talking to his receivers. Still plenty of time on the clock. Haynes rolling left. Pass caught. Caught by Rogers out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Josh Briscoe, rather, the receiver for Tennessee. A gain of 4. Levance Richmond, the rover back, pushes him out of bounds. Last week against California, there are your numbers. 32 pass completions, 271 yards for Ainge, who, by the way, is 4 out of 4 tonight for the Volunteers. Second down and about 5. And a penalty marker goes down.
They're going to get us for movement, I believe, up front.
78, offense.
That, of course, Ramon Foster, the right tackle. Coach Fulmer doesn't necessarily agree with it, but instead of second down and 5, it's going to be second and a little over 10.
And that's a hard penalty to call. Up front, you're all, with the no huddle, you're continually moving around a little bit. So apparently they ruled that he had already been set.
5 yards. Moves it back to the 33. Haynes throwing. Pass caught inside the 20. Another Tennessee first down. Austin Rogers hauls in a bullet from Eric Ainge. First down, Tennessee.
Well, everybody wondered. They said, well, can our wide receivers get out and make plays? Can they get downfield? Can they beat people in something besides zone? Well, right off the bat, Southern Miss has played nothing but man coverage, and these receivers have stepped up so far.
And great protection so far for Eric Ainge.
Good protection. Rogers did a good job of running the cornerback off and hooking back into the open area.
First down, they give it to Foster, turns the corner. Foster, penalty marker goes down as Foster crosses the 10-yard line. Brandon Sumrall makes the tackle, pushing Foster out, but let's check the flag, and that's generally where a holding penalty would come.
Holding, number 78, offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Hasn't been a good first quarter for Ramon Foster. Tennessee has 2 penalties. He's been guilty of both.
Yeah, 2 out of the last 3 plays. Just got caught right there out on the edge. That's the one thing about being a tackle. You're out there where they can really see you. You got to keep your hands in.
Ainge 5 out of 5, 58 yards thus far. Ainge backs up into the shotgun. Foster is the standing tailback. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Draw play. Foster, good yardage. Down to the 25, maybe the 26. Sumrall makes the tackle. Foster gets 5 back out of the 10-yard holding penalty. And Tennessee faced now with a third down.
That's a good play by Sumrall. He did a good job of coming up quick and catching Foster before he got him momentum going down the field.
Tennessee at the Southern Miss 26. It is a second down. I said third, but second down and 18.
He's going up top.
Ainge drops straight back out of the shotgun, throws it wide open. Rogers, touchdown, Big Orange. Austin Rogers, the sophomore wideout, was wide open, and Tennessee takes a 6-3 lead.
Yeah, Austin Rogers lined up on the left side, and there was a mix-up between the safety and the cornerback. Cornerback released Rogers to the safety. Well, the safety didn't take him, and that left Austin out there all by himself. One of the easiest touchdowns you're going to get.
What an impressive drive for Tennessee. 26 yards, Ainge to Rogers. Tennessee up 6-3. Lincoln's extra point puts them up 7-3 with 9:29 to go in the first period of play. Think he's not focused, Fulmer?
Whoa. Oh yeah, well you can count on that. I don't think you can ever look at him on game day on that sideline that he's not focused.
Here's another look at the touchdown pass from Eric Ainge to Austin Rogers. 26 yards, beautifully thrown, and of course the route left him wide open.
I think originally he was looking to go deep on the right side over there on Sumrall, who they've been picking on a little bit, but he looked over there and saw the safety go over the top. He saw the little look to the right, came back to the left, and lo and behold, he's shocked to see 21 standing out there all by himself. But if he's going to be there, I'm going to give it to him.
And here's the blown coverage. Watch right there.
Yeah, the cornerback releases him. He's supposed to go with him. And that's usually will give you 6 points.
7-3. Tennessee regains, actually takes the lead for the first time. 9:29 to go in the first period. Tennessee goes 70 yards, 2 minutes 41 seconds, 7 plays, and 6 of them that counted were from Eric Ainge through the air, 84 yards. Now, how, pray tell, do you say he gets 84 yards in a 70-yard drive? Well, there were 2 penalties.
2 penalties. There you go. That doesn't sound right, though. It doesn't sound like it's, how can you give it, how can you give me those yards? But Eric will take them, I'll promise.
Well, Joe's stats are official. They're as official as they get.
Joe, I wasn't doubting you. There's Austin Rogers over there.
You know, a lot of fans and everybody, the media talked about the areas of concern for Tennessee. The receivers, the secondary, the defensive line, and to some extent the offensive line. But I think really thus far and through 5 quarters of play, I think everybody is doing very, very well, and the defensive line still has a little work to do.
Yeah, I think so, and we'll see today. They made a couple plays on the last drive, and they may take a step this week. Our tackling has got to get better. That was something that was addressed last week. But a lot of the questions for receivers, I think the receivers, for the amount of experience they have played extremely well. Offensive line has played extremely well.
Harrison and Morgan back deep for a Southern Miss. Daniel Lincoln kicks it pretty well. Taking it to 5 by Justin Wilson, who's back there. Breaks away from one man, crosses the 30, and Southern Miss will put it in play. First down and 10 at the 32. A 26-yard return by Wilson. And Adam Myers-White, who made the tackle on the first kickoff, also made this one.
And there's your first play, the little stop route out there. And then this is the play, the tight end out there all by himself that took him down inside the 15-yard line. Tennessee stiffened there, forced him into a field goal.
First down and 10, Southern Miss at the Golden Eagle 31-yard line. Play action. They're going deep. Young's got a man. He's wide open at the 30. He's at the 20, 10, 5. Out of bounds. No, they say touchdown, Southern Mississippi. Chris Johnson, the receiver. And they go 69 yards for a touchdown.
First play, drop back. Bolden put on some pretty good pressure, but Young releases it right before he gets there, deep down the left sideline. All it is a simple go pattern. Slot guy and outside guy just took off running. And the cornerback gets beat. That's Marcellus Johnson, 87, just skates into the end zone.
So now it's 9-7. And Estes will attempt the extra point. And it's 10-7. Southern Miss in one play, 69-yard touchdown pass, has regained the lead, 10-7.
I'd like to see the beginning of this play from the line of scrimmage to see just what happened to get him so wide open down the left sideline. Can't see it here. You know it's man coverage. He just beats Johnson, and Johnson beats Johnson to the end zone.
Well, we might want to back up and say the secondary might have a little work to do too.
At this point, they have not made a play, but it's early.
10-7. A lot of folks thought that might be the final score, the way Southern Miss plays defense.
I tell you what, he got caught peeking. He got caught peeking in the backfield for some reason. Johnson felt like Young was setting short for a short pass. Well, he was setting short because his guy was going long and he was going to let it go. All it takes is one little false step, and a guy with speed like Chris Johnson will go by you, and that's what happened.
One play, 69 yards, took him 11 seconds to get down the field and make it a 10-7 football game. 9:11 to go in the first period.
That's Johnson's third touchdown of the season. He scored. He caught a pass last week for a touchdown and scored running once last week. So he's got 3.
Well, Coach Philip Fulmer, sigh of relief as they were very impressive on their offensive possession that resulted in a touchdown. But boy, you can't breathe a sigh of relief against this team.
No, last week they had a shootout game. It was back and forth. Cal would score. Tennessee'd come back and score. Cal would score. It was back and forth. Didn't expect that today. Didn't expect to have to go through that today. Defense needs to get something fixed, and obviously Eric Ainge and his offense need to come out and answer.
Tennessee has a lot of young players, and there's one of them. The Volunteers will send Lennon Creer and Denarius Moore again back deep to receive the kick by Britt Barefoot. There's Lennon Creer. A couple of freshmen back deep to receive for the Volunteers. Southern Miss leads at 10-7 with a lot of time to go in the first quarter. We could be here till tomorrow.
I hope not, but it's possible. It is possible.
Barefoot is set to kick. Another high end-over-end kick, a little shorter than the last one. At the 8-yard line is Denarius Moore. Cuts toward the middle, cuts around to the right side, stays on his feet, and finally tripped up at the 27-yard line by Michael McGee of Southern Miss. A 19-yard return by Denarius Moore, and the Volunteers are in business. First down and 10 at their own 29.
Here you see Eric Ainge just tossing the ball out in the flat for a short gain. Into the right side to Austin Rogers, right in front of cornerback. And there's your touchdown to Austin Rogers.
Tennessee's Eric Ainge running out of the no huddle. 6 out of 6, 84 yards and a touchdown. Tennessee's first possession of the game.
See if Tennessee tries to run the ball a little bit in this series.
Play action. No, he gives it to Foster, who crosses the 30-yard line. Gerald McGrath makes the tackle on Arian Foster. Good gain, picked up between 6 and 7 yards. It'll be second down and short.
Well, you got a counter play going back to the right side. Just a great move by Foster to get up in the hole quick, because cornerback Brandon Summerall was right in position to make the play, and he just left him standing there.
Slot man in motion is Chris Brown. Give it to Foster again as he crosses the 35, is short of the first down. James Dinley from his strong linebacker spot makes the tackle. But now it's going to be third down and about 1, maybe 2.
Third and 1 is third and 2 is a down and distance that Tennessee has heard a lot about lately, and has not had a lot of success in. This is a down and distance that they need to start converting. It appears they're looking to throw it.
Well, they got 3 tight ends in the game and no running back, but Ainge does the Tim Tebow thing, and he's going to be stopped. Tocumbo Abanikanda. That was Crompton, Jonathan Crompton. Crompton tried to do the Tim Tebow running thing, and they smacked him for a loss of about 1 yard. It'll be fourth down and about 2.5.
Yeah, Crompton hit a wall right there. He took the snap, tried to come to the left side, and just got hammered. My word, 2 linebackers right there to make the play. Might have lost half a yard.
Back to punt for Tennessee is Chad Cunningham, number 95. Back deep to receive is Chris Johnson. High kick, fair catch at the 26 for Southern Miss, and they go into business. First down and 10 at the Golden Eagle 26-yard line. 39-yard punt for Cunningham. Well, it looked a little weird when we had 3 tight ends but no running back. You know, when they came in. So, you know, what are they going to do? Well, they snapped it right back to Crompton, and he was stopped for a yard loss.
Well, the linebacker came off the edge. It didn't look like anybody blocked him. I don't know how to say that guy's name, number 41, but anyway.
The big guy.
The big guy, and he just slammed Crompton head on. I didn't stop him.
Pressure's on. Pass caught by Fletcher. Tripped up, still on his feet. First down, crossing the 45 out near midfield for the Volunteers. Damian Fletcher finally shoved down by Gerard Mayo, but not before he gets 19 yards. And Jeremy Young is looking a lot like Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, Jeremy Young's looking good. This is a good concept. You swing your quick little running back out of the backfield, get it to him quick out in space where he's got a chance to do something. He gets a step on the linebacker and takes it up the sideline.
Young brings him to the line. First down at the Golden Eagle 47. Hands to Fletcher. Turns the corner. Blocked. Finally playing off the block and picking up the tackle for Tennessee was Marcellus Johnson, but not before Fletcher picks up about 7, maybe 8 yards.
Yeah, good job by the Southern Miss. Left side of their offensive line did a good job of walling us off, giving the running back a chance to get up there and break it outside and force us to use our cornerback to come up and make the tackle.
Second down and 2 after an 8-yard pickup, and Southern Miss just running through Tennessee like water. Long snap count. Fletcher, first down to the 40. Picked up 3. He needed 2. He picked up 3, maybe 4. First down for Southern Miss. Antonio Reynolds makes the stop for the Volunteers.
Well, this is a good example of running between the tackles. As I said before, Reynolds is a small guy, 175 pounds, looks a little bigger, but doesn't shy away from contact. He likes to hit those gaps in the middle.
Average yards per play, Volunteers doing very well, but the Golden Eagles doing even better. 15.1 to 9.3. Pitch back, Fletcher breaks a tackle, finally stopped. Torrey Harrison, rather, the backup tailback in the game, picks up 4, and it'll be second down and 6.
Yeah, that's probably just a little change up for them. Everybody's going to, and they've got a quarterback that can move a little bit. They're going to have an option play in there to give you a little change up. And the option is something that has given Tennessee trouble in the past, so I'm sure we'll see it again before the night's out.
Under 5 minutes to go. Southern Miss moving again. Second down and 6-7 yards to go. Harrison still in at tailback. He's the lone setback along with quarterback Jeremy Young. Harrison takes it straight ahead, gets 5. He's short of the first down. But Southern Miss just slicing Tennessee's defensive front to pieces. Hefney makes the tackle for Tennessee.
That was one of those influence blocks. The center makes, he goes left, and the tackle essentially went with him. He didn't get blocked. He went with him because he felt like that's where the play was going. Running back cuts right off his rear end. Gets 3 or 4 yards.
Third down and 4. Southern Miss 1 out of 2 in third down conversions. Play action. Young looking, throwing. It's going to be overthrown and incomplete. So now Southern Miss faced with a 4th down. Pass was intended for Taurus McGee.
And Jeremy Young, he had to throw this little. He wanted to throw this before he wanted to, because Gerard Mayo was coming with the heat. Hits him just as he releases the ball, and it flies out of bounds.
The line of scrimmage is the Tennessee 33-yard line, and Britt Barefoot is going to attempt the field goal. He kicks the long ones. Gerald Baptiste will hold it. A 51-yarder. It's got the distance, and it is good. 51 yards from Britt Barefoot. And Southern Mississippi has increased its lead to 13-7.
Southern Miss is looking awfully good on offense. We talked about this in the open, and you've heard it all week. Southern Miss is not a shy football team. They may not play in the SEC or the Big 12 or whatever, but they'll play all those teams. They'll line up and play anybody. They're not shy a bit, and they've come in here trying to ruin Tennessee's party.
Well, I don't think it's saying much at all to say that Southern Miss is the best college football program in the state of Mississippi right now.
I don't think that's a stretch at all. I think you don't see Ole Miss and Mississippi State playing them. Now, the rest of the SEC and everybody else are playing. You don't see them playing them.
13-7. Tennessee bows up, makes them kick their second field goal, but Southern Miss has scored on all 3 possessions. They've had the football in this period of play. Barefoot will kick it off. Again, it'll be Denarius Moore and Lennon Creer, a couple of freshmen, back deep to receive it. This crowd was not that raucous to begin with, but they're kind of sitting on their hands right now, waiting for the defense to make a play. Barefoot kicks it well. A yard deep in the end zone, comes out. Good return right up the middle by Lennon Creer. A 29-yard return, and Tennessee will put it in play. First down at 10. Brandon Davis makes the tackle for Southern Miss. And the Volunteers will start at their own 29-yard line with 3:47 to go in the first period.
You know, last series they came out, ran the ball 3 times, went 3 and out. You thought they might try and get a tone going on offense, running the football. It wouldn't shock me to see David Cutcliffe come out throwing the football again right here.
Haynes back to throw, good protection, pass caught, but a good defensive play by Justin Wilson. And that is a loss of 4. Arian Foster, the receiver.
Yeah, Wilson does a really good job of reading that route. Ames wanted to go down the field on the left side, but coverage had that, so he had to Foster out in left flat. Well, Wilson's looking at the same thing. He does a good job of coming up quick and knocking Foster's pins out.
Second down, 14. Foster's caught 2 for 7 yards total. Ames straight drop. Good protection. Throws over the middle. The receiver broke one way. The defender broke the way of the football and almost had the pick. That's Eddie Hicks for Southern Miss. And Lucas Taylor was the intended receiver.
Yeah, that was a pretty good mix-up between Eric and Lucas. Lucas went one way, obviously, or broke back the other way. Now, when he started his route, he's coming across the middle, and that's where Eric threw the football. He decided in mid-route to change. You can't do that because all that ends up is an intercepted pass most of the time.
Third down and very long. 14 for Tennessee. Ames straight drop, throws it deep, got a man there. It is caught at the 45 by Austin Rogers. Tennessee needed 14. They picked up 15 on a big third down play.
That's a heck of a third down play. You want to know why people talk about Eric Ames, his pro abilities, his chances of going high in the professional draft. Watch this throw. That's why people talk about him playing in the NFL. That was a big time throw. Not many people can throw that 30-yard rope on the sideline.
First down, Tennessee out to the 45. Play action again. Ames throwing deep down the side on a go. It's incomplete. Penalty marker down. The pass was intended for Taylor, and that one's going to go against the Eagles. Eddie Hicks defending. Taylor on the play.
Eric didn't really want to throw it there. He's looking elsewhere, but didn't have anything else. Looked down the right sideline, saw single coverage.
Pass interference, number 18, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Saw single coverage, so he said, what the heck, I'll just lay it up. Figured give my guy a chance to make a play, and Hicks kept him from making it.
Here's another look at the collision. Yeah, he pushed him with that right shiver.
He got that right arm bar in there. When you do that, the defender will not let you get your arms up. They're going to call that every time.
Tennessee going out of the no huddle. Penalty yardage all even. 2 against the Volunteers, 1 against the Golden Eagles. That was their first penalty of the game. Ames quick. Well, that one looked bad from all angles. Josh Briscoe, the intended receiver, they wanted to get a quick hit out to the left and let Briscoe work on that isolated corner, but the pass was out in front.
Yeah, that's a play where Eric didn't have a chance to get a grip on the football. That's not the type of play you need to be throwing with him right now. Probably needs to get that football and get it situated in his hand before he can get that grip with that bad finger. Very hard to just take that ball, snatch it, and throw it with a bad pinky.
Ames 8 out of 10, 100 yards exactly, 1 touchdown. A penalty marker dropped before we could snap it. That was dropped way back in the defensive secondary.
Don't know what he could be calling from back there. That's usually a time clock violation.
There's no foul for illegal participation. The 12th player was attempting to get off the field. Did not become a foul until the ball is snapped for an illegal substitution. Still second down.
Well, no player infraction penalty, so now we'll stay where we are. Watch, yeah, there he is, a linebacker. Boy, I wish Ames had seen that and snapped it. Nevertheless, second down at 10. Ames play action over the middle, incomplete. Well thrown pass, though it was a little bit behind on Josh Briscoe. It was right in between 2 defenders.
Yeah, Ames saw the man coverage and got some pressure, got a blitz on the other side. He just puts this ball a little behind Briscoe. If he sets it out front, I believe he got about a 15 or 20-yard completion.
Third down and 10. 2 receivers left, 1 right with Chris Brown in a slot, and there's 1 running back there with Eric Ames. Ames back to throw. Caught. But down inside the 30-yard line. And it is enough for a first down. 13-yard pickup to Austin Rogers. And if he had not been able to, if he'd been able to stay on his feet, he would have had extra yardage right there.
He might have been running towards the end zone again. Lost Rogers again out on the left side. Ames had great protection, gave him a chance to look all over the field before coming back to Rogers.
First down, Tennessee at the 27 of Southern Miss. Ames throwing again. Dumps it off to the tight end. That's Cotton, who falls down inside the 25. Picked up maybe 4. Tokumbo Abanikanda makes the tackle.
I love how you say that.
Kind of sounds like a big snake, doesn't it?
I like the way you say it because I'm not going to be saying it. It's good defense by Southern Miss. They covered the guys Ames wanted to go to. He wanted to come to Rogers on the cross or the go pattern. He had to come down underneath to the tight end.
Ankle.
And Ames
ankle
got rolled up on.
Seems to be okay. Gives it straight ahead to Foster. Not much there. Picks up maybe 2. And Tennessee just does not run the football effectively.
Just having a hard time with that. You know, that said, Southern Miss has got a good defense. And they return their whole front 7. The front 4 and the 3 linebackers are returning from last year, plus 2 guys in the secondary. And one of them's an all-conference guy. Well, 2 defensive linemen are all-conference. One's a 3-year starter. So those guys have been around the block up there. Now, that said, Tennessee needs to start moving the line of scrimmage a little bit.
Tennessee 2 out of 3 in third downs. This is their fourth. It's third down and 4. Time aims incomplete. That one way over the reach of Lucas Taylor in the left flat, and it'll be 4th down and 4. And Tennessee brings the field goal kicking unit on.
I got to feel Eric rushed that one. That ball was long gone before the receiver even came out of his break, and on top of that, it was really double coverage. Need to be going someplace else with the ball in that situation, probably.
Daniel Lincoln will attempt a 38-yard field goal for the Volunteers. Casey Woods will hold. It is in the air, and it is perfect. And it's a 3-point game. Tennessee with 10 points in the first quarter. But Southern Miss has 13 as we have 37 seconds left to be played in the first period here at Neyland Stadium. I think Daniel Lincoln was also a question mark simply because of the fact that he's not been the starting kicker, but he has done very, very well.
Well, he's never kicked before.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, anytime you have an unknown, especially at the kicking position, you know, it's cause for concern. Until they get a little experience and they show that they can handle it kick after kick, you're going to have a wonder about it.
Well, he has 7 kicks in his career, 5 out of 5 extra points, 2 out of 2 field goals. That one from 38 yards, and it capped a 50-yard drive in 10 plays.
So to this point, he's perfect.
Tennessee will kick off. And it'll be Justin Wilson and Torrey Harrison back deep to receive the kick by the Volunteers, and that is Lincoln who will kick off. Well, neither team has been able to stop the other.
Kind of a low kick.
At the 6, Torrey Harrison. Back to the left side. Tennessee does not have it covered well. Finally hauled down from behind past the 45-yard line. 41-yard return by Harrison, and LaMarcus Thompson makes the tackle.
Well, that didn't look good from the start. Anytime, you know, especially since they back you up to kick the football and you don't hang it up there in the air, that gives those guys a good running start. And he takes it up, gets to the left side, and finds a huge opening over there. He takes it up close to midfield. Oh, my.
Yeah, that was awful. First down, Southern Miss. Great field position at the Eagle 47. Damian Fletcher back in at tailback. The quarterback is Jeremy Young. Straight ahead, Tennessee stops him this time. The Volunteers with orange shirts led by Dan Williams. The 310-pound sophomore defensive tackle stops Fletcher for no gain.
Now that's a good start by the defense. Tennessee's defense, they're begging. They're just begging for 2 guys to show up in that middle and be disruptors. I mean, guys that can get penetration, just blow everything up and give everybody else chances to make tackles. That's what they're begging for. Hoping that Williams and Bolden are those guys.
And that's the end of the first period of play here in Knoxville. The Volunteers trailing Southern Mississippi 13-10. And Pat, as we talked about, neither team so far has been able to stop the other at all.
No, they really haven't. Each team has moved the ball fairly well. Southern Miss has done it on a couple big plays, not the amount of plays that Tennessee has. Tennessee's been more conventional in making play after play, but still, points are points and drives are drives, and neither one has stopped either one.
told you when the broadcast started, it was very, very warm. It's still 86 degrees, and the sun is almost down.
These new stadium additions are pretty cool. What do they call that? The
LED strings all the way around.
Yeah,
all the way around the stadium.
They are real. You know what? Mike Hamilton said, wait till the sun goes down and it starts darkening up. You'll really get the effect of it. They are really something.
All right, second down at 10. Tennessee jumps. They get back. Young, three-step drop over the middle, incomplete. Actually to the left flats, intended for Ed Morgan. And it'll be third down and 10. Tennessee would love to stop him here and force a punt.
Well, that's a good break. I mean, he made a bad throw out to the side, but if he makes a good throw, they've got 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3s are a lot easier to come by than 3rd and 9s and 3rd and 10s.
Big third down play. Southern Miss 1 out of 3 thus far, but they've kicked 2 field goals when they haven't been able to convert. Tennessee coming after Young. They get him, but he gets it away. It's caught. First down inside the 30-yard line. Torres McGee with the catch. That's good for 17 yards as Young was hammered right about the time he turned it loose.
Yeah, he brought the pressure. McGee, we went to man coverage. McGee's lined up with Eric Berry, beats him to the inside. And the quarterback, Young, does a good job of hanging on to it just long enough to give the receiver the break open across the middle to make the first down reception.
First down, Southern Miss, right smack on the Tennessee 30-yard line. That came on a third down and long. Young, play action. Tennessee coming after him. He rolls right. Tennessee still looking. He throws it. Incomplete. I think he was just throwing that one away. Damian Fletcher was over there, but had no chance to catch that football.
Now, Walter Fisher did a good job of stringing that out to the right sideline. Showed some good speed because he was hanging right there with Young. Didn't give him a chance to turn that corner. But Young just didn't really have anything out there that he could throw to, so he just kind of laid it up to the sideline. If Fletcher got there, so be it. If not, it's out of bounds.
Second down and 10 from the Tennessee 30. Southern Miss with the lead, 13-10. Early second period. Young out of the shotgun. Tennessee's rush stopped. Tennessee's defensive back number 27. Or
30s.
Rico McCoy made the tackle, but somebody had a chance to catch him and missed it. 5-yard gain.
Well, that was Antonio Gaines out there, I believe. And
37.
And that's what they talked about last week. That's trying to knock somebody down instead of tackling them. And I tell you, I guarantee the coaches are telling him the same thing right now. You got to tackle and you got to wrap up. Just hitting somebody with your shoulder is not necessarily going to take them down.
Third down, less than 5. Young back to throw, incomplete. Pass intended for Ed Morgan over the middle. And that'll bring up fourth down. And between 4.5 and 5 yards to go.
Yeah, tried to get the slant pattern on the left and threw it high, but good coverage by Johnson right there. I don't believe if the ball was on the money, I don't believe he would have got it anyway.
Britt Barefoot, who kicked a 51-yard field goal his last time, is going to try one from about 33 yards. Now this is Justin Estes. Barefoot will hold. Kick is up. It is no good. He hooked it to the left. He misses a 42-yarder, and for the first time all day, Tennessee has held Southern Miss with no points.
Yeah, sometimes when you get that bad snap, which that one almost, kind of skipped twice back to Barefoot to get the hold in. Sometimes that throws your timing off just enough to make you hook that kick or push it. And I believe it's just causing him to hook this one a little bit. I'm giving him an excuse. He might have just shanked. I missed it. I don't know. But,
well, he had an angle to go at anyway.
Yeah, he did.
First quarter stats for tonight's game thus far. Golden Eagles have rushed it 23 yards to 11 for the Volunteers. They also outpassed Tennessee 139 to 117, and the Volunteers, however, had more first down.
Well, they had a couple big plays, and you know, I'll tell you what, 162 yards in one quarter, not good.
No, not good at all. And again, the same problems that bugged Tennessee last week against California are bugging them again here against a team that is not as good offensively, or supposedly
not as good.
Yeah.
But you know, they're still hitting plays like the 3rd and 10 in the last series that they hit the crossing pattern on. Now Tennessee ended up stopping them in that series, so you give them credit for that. But you hate to give up 3rd and 10s. I mean, that just kills defensive coordinators.
Tennessee has the football with 14:01 to go in the first half, and Southern Miss leading at 13-10. There's a good shot at Trooper Taylor. After that timeout, after the missed field goal by Southern Miss, the Volunteers are ready to go. I would love to see Tennessee just line up and run the football about 10 straight plays.
Don't believe it's going to happen, Coach.
Montario Hardesty, who did not play in the first quarter, I think is in the game.
But I think you are right. Tennessee is going to have to establish some type of running game, because that passing game is not going to be there all day long.
But if you can't run, eventually you can't pass.
Exactly.
They'll take that away from you.
Get it right on the head.
They give it to Hardesty. Whistle blows. Southern Miss had that stopped, but a penalty marker dropped in the secondary, and Tennessee may have taken too much time. We'll see.
How do you get a delay of game in an
before the snap? Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I don't know, Coach. You got me. Second down, or rather first down and 15 now.
I think we got a quick clock.
So now Ames brings his team to the line. First down at 15, and we back it up to the 20. Tennessee's 3rd penalty, 20 yards. Draw play, Hardesty, big hole, good yardage. Hardesty out to the 30. Gets about 9, maybe back. As Tennessee's probably most impressive running play of the night so far picks up 9 yards.
Oh, yeah, good job of the left side of the offensive line. Kind of a draw type action. Left guard, left tackle did a good job. Give Hardesty a chance to get past the line of scrimmage. When you give running backs a chance to get past the line of scrimmage, they're going to make something happen.
Southern Miss does not have a single lineman, offensive or defensive, starting this game to weigh 300 pounds.
They got a few 280s. That means they're 275.
Get straight ahead, crossing the 30-yard line. That's a pickup of 2. It's going to be 3rd down upcoming for Tennessee. Martavius Prince and Gerald McRath team to make the stop on Hardesty. So the Volunteers now faced with a 3rd down and 4. The numbers on Montario Hardesty last week: 27 yards rushing, a touchdown on 9 carries. Big play for the Volunteers. They're 2 out of 4 on 3rd downs thus far. It's 3rd and 4. Ames, quick drop pass, caught, but it's going to be short. He needed 4. He picked up maybe 2, and Tennessee has been stopped. They're going to be faced with a 4th down, and they will punt the football. Brandon Sumrall made the tackle.
I don't know about that. I think if you're going to throw that short pass, you've got to get past the 1st down marker. You can't count on catching the ball and making that guy miss, because he's right on your back. Get up 5-6 yards, catch that ball. You're already past the marker, and you keep the chains moving.
Chad Cunningham, 1 punt, 39 yards earlier today. Chris Johnson back deep to receive it. Good high spiral. Fair catch by Johnson at the 22. And Tennessee's fans think there should have been a block in the back right there, but no call, no flag. A 46-yard punt by Cunningham. Nicely done.
That looked like one of Colquitt's punts, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Look at the upper right of your screen right here and watch the block in the back.
I believe it's a little hard to see. Might have had a little bit of an angle, but
if his head was ahead of his shoulder,
yeah,
you know. No call. First down at the 21 for Southern Miss. Just under 12 minutes to go first half. Eagles lead it 13-10. Young gives it to Fletcher, who stopped after he picks up a yard, maybe two. Dan Williams skates over and makes the tackle on Fletcher.
And just a handoff left, and Reynolds does a good job holding his ground. And big Dan Williams busts through, catches him at the line of scrimmage.
Gain of a yard. Second down, 9. Two running backs in the backfield with Jeremy Young, who's in the shotgun. Tennessee coming hard after him, throwing deep down the left side. It's going to be incomplete, and a penalty marker down. No chance of catching that football whatsoever. But Ed Morgan was the intended receiver.
If that's the call, I'd have to say I disagree with it. As you said, that ball's almost 10 yards overthrown. I don't care what Marcellus Johnson did. It did not keep this guy from running 10 yards further to catch the football.
Number 33, defense.
That's
15-yard
awful.
penalty, automatic first down.
That's awful.
15-yard penalty sets up Southern Miss now out to the Tennessee 38. Marcellus Johnson guilty of that pass interference, but it looked to me like he was going for the football. Fourth penalty, 35 yards, and they're beginning to stack up on the Big Orange.
Now that's the second time that they've gone deep on that side.
.11:08 to go. Jeremy Young, who has been a cool customer so far for the Eagles. Lone setback is Fletcher. Play action, rolling right. Tennessee chasing him. Young bounces out of bounds, shy of the 40. I think he lost a yard. Walter Fisher and Antonio Reynolds chase him out of bounds. Loss of 1 or gain of 1? Gain of 1.
You know, that was a good tandem defense by Tennessee. Rolls out and deep, they hold him. They don't let him get up the field. The linebacker stayed with the tight end, who he's going to throw it to if you come after him. So eventually he ran out of room. Had nothing to do but run out of bounds.
Second down, about 9.5. He gained anything. He gained the length of the football. That was it. Give it to Fletcher. Fletcher fights his way forward to the 40. Antonio Reynolds makes the tackle, not before he picked up a couple. It'll be 3rd and long upcoming for Southern Miss.
That's good chase by Antonio Reynolds. He's coming clear from the other side of the football. Straight down the line of scrimmage. Shows some good speed to catch up with Fletcher as he takes up the field in the last holding pass. I believe DeMonte Bolden was there too.
3rd down and 7. 7 rushes, 20 yards for Damian Fletcher. Big play for the Tennessee defense right here. Young in trouble, bounces away, cuts to the left, still on his feet. Tennessee knocked the ball loose, but it's been recovered by Southern Miss. But it will be 4th down. Torres McGee, the receiver, recovered the fumble. But the Volunteers really put a hat on Young.
Well, he does a good job escaping pressure, coming out to the left side. Looked like he might get something, and all of a sudden out of the blue, here comes Kemp and just takes his pins out, and the football goes with it.
Antonio Gaines is seeing stars. Took his helmet off, but I think he may have hurt a knee. That's what he's holding. He's on the ground at about the 45-yard line and being attended to by the Tennessee training staff. 9:53 to go. Nobody thought this was going to be a runaway football game. I think the fact that Tennessee was a 10.5-point favorite in the contest led some to believe the Volunteers would have an easy time of it, but I guarantee you nobody wearing an orange shirt or an orange coaching shirt thought it was going to be easy.
No, they didn't, but I don't think anybody out there expected to be behind 13-10 at this point, but they're playing a good football team. We talked about it before. This is not a shy bunch, and they got some playmakers.
Well, they won 9 games last year and went to the GMAC Bowl. So
well, they've been to a bowl game, what was it, 9 out of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
This is a good program. This is not, one of your opening day cupcakes that you sometimes get.
Gaines is being helped off the field. Jonathan Heffney back deep to receive. So Tennessee has stopped Southern Miss twice in a row now. 4th down. Britt Barefoot will punt it from the 25-yard line. Heffney waits for the kick at the Tennessee 15. Tennessee came hard. Good kick by Barefoot. High, end over end, and its way down to inside the 15. Heffney breaks away from one man. Got a block. Heffney up the right side of the field to the 30. Great return by Jonathan Heffney. Robert Henderson finally caught him. A 47-yard punt by Barefoot. And a return of 27 by Jonathan Heffney.
Yeah, Heffney showed why he's always back there. He's one of the best returners in the country. Does a nice job of shaking off the first guy. If you make the first guy miss, you got some wheels, which Heffney does, you got a chance to make some yards.
9:22 to go here in the first half, and there's a timeout. Southern Miss coming in after a victory last week over UT Martin, 35-13 from the Ohio Valley Conference.
Here's a return. Real close to having a fair catch that ball, but he didn't want to. Like I said, does a good job, makes the first guy miss, then he's off to the races.
Today's official attendance, 106,311. We may have an empty seat or two, but I can't find one.
Well, there's a few of them out there, but what is that? Is that like the 71st or 75th straight, 71st straight 100,000 attendance game, however you want to say it, or 72nd? Okay, that's a lot of people.
On game day, they say this is the 5th largest city in Tennessee. And they're right.
Yeah.
The nose of that football resting just over the 30-yard line. It'll be first down for Eric Ainge and company. A lot of time to operate as Southern Miss holds a 13-10 lead here in the first half. Arian Foster back in at tailback for Tennessee. Ainge has gone all the way at quarterback. Tennessee has run the receivers in and out as well. We talk a lot about LaMarcus Coker. He's not made an appearance in the game that I have seen.
We really thought we'd see him early, too.
Ainge, play action, pumping, running away from trouble, throws it away. Southern Miss had everything covered, and they were coming hard after it. It's incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Tried to run a little play action and hopefully get somebody to suck the safety in and get somebody deep. If not, he was going to come out into the flat to Foster, but the safety dropped off, covered the deep guy, and corner stayed up and covered Foster. Ainge had nothing to do with the football but throw it out of bounds.
13-10, Southern Miss with the lead. Tennessee with a 2nd down and 10. The line of scrimmage just over the 30-yard line. A delay. Running back Foster. got a block, but fell down as he crossed the 30-yard line. He picks up 2. It'll be 3rd and long. 3rd and about 8.
Well, he put on too good a move. I mean, he started to bounce to the outside. I mean, it was a heck of a sideways move. The only problem is he stumbled as he did it because he had a little room to the outside.
3rd down and 8 for the Volunteers. Haynes. Out of the shotgun. Southern Miss bringing 5. There's the pass. It's caught for a 1st down by Austin Rogers, who was right where he needed to be. Pickup of 12. Gerald McGrath makes the tackle for the Eagles.
Austin Rogers is doing a good job of route running in recognition. He saw the extra corner blitz from this side. He knew he had man coverage. Just ran the cornerback Willingham off and hooked it up, and Ames does a good job of hitting him on time.
12 of 17 passing for Eric Ames thus far, 131 yards. First down, Tennessee. Give it to Foster, sweeping left, got a block down the sideline. He was one man away from breaking that one all the way. Gerald McGrath made the tackle, pushing Foster out of bounds. He picks up 11, and it's another Volunteer 1st down.
Tennessee just needs more of that. That is a good-looking counter play. Foster got out on the left corner, and took it up the sideline, gets a good block. Out, well, it really wasn't much of a block, but Brown got in the way, gave him room to get to the outside.
8:10 to go. Ames, quick drop, pass caught, good yardage, close to another 1st down. Lucas Taylor picks up about 9. He may have a 1st down. We'll see. It's between 9 and 10, depending upon where they mark it. It might be short by about 6-7 inches.
I believe that's Summerall over there. Taylor catches that short pass that we got short on the 1st down earlier, and Summerall, he didn't really want to come up on him. I think he was afraid Taylor was going to run by him, which gave him a chance to get the 4 extra yards.
2nd down and inches. Volunteers with 1 setback. That's Foster behind Ames. Maybe a busted play. Ames keeps it, slides down, loses a yard. That was a definite bust. Running back went one way, and Ames looked to hand it off. And it'll be 3rd down and about 2.
Let's look at this and see just what. Yeah, he's looking to hand the ball off to the right, and the running back goes left. Now, I didn't get a chance to watch the line blocking, so I don't know which one of them messed up, but I'm putting my money on the running back.
7th play of the drive coming up for Tennessee. We're under 7 minutes to go in the 1st half.
I believe that was Coker.
And the pass incomplete. Intended for LaMarcus Coker.
Now that was just a little too quick. Eric really didn't give him a chance to get out in space where he could catch the football. This is just throwing it. It's just a push pass. Coker really didn't have a chance at this one.
1st time out of the half.
4th down and 2, and Tennessee calls timeout. Well, you're in that no man's land where if you punt, unless it goes in the end zone, you're only going to get about 15 or 20 yards.
Exactly.
And too long for a field goal, so you might as well go for it.
I agree with you. You know, you're at home. You need to prove you can make short yardage play. This is a good chance to do it.
Well, there was short yardage. Now it's 4th and 3. You know, we had it 2nd and inches. Tennessee next week will be at Florida, facing the Florida Gators in the Swamp. And a lot of people say that Tennessee learned more about themselves in losing to California last week than Florida did in a big win they had over Western Kentucky.
You know, you hear all that stuff, all this psycho babble, whatever stuff about, you know, we learned this. Sometimes you got to get bit. I don't believe any of that stuff. I don't know if anybody really knows anything about what affects football teams. I really don't nowadays. I think you go play the best you can about who you're playing. Opening games are opening games. I don't care whether you're playing Podunk High School or Ohio State. I mean, it's just everybody comes out of opening games with things to work on, things that they didn't do well, concerns. Tennessee came out with concerns. I guarantee you Urban Meyer came out of his first game with some concerns. So who knows?
I guarantee you Lloyd Carr in Michigan came out of his first one with some
He's
concerns.
got bigger concerns.
Yeah, they were getting killed today.
Yeah.
Oregon beat them. Unbelievable. 6:39 to go. 4th down. Tennessee's going to go for it. Tennessee 0 for 4 in situations where they have 5 yards or less to go for a first down. Let's see what David Cutcliffe has up his sleeve here. 4th down and about 3. Line of scrimmage is the Southern Miss 37. Haynes out of the shotgun, throws it, incomplete. Intended for Austin Rogers. And Southern Miss will take over. They have held Tennessee 2 straight times as well.
Well, the pressure causes this. Ainge has got to get rid of this football right now. Really throws a good ball. I believe that was dropped. I don't know if the defender got his hands on it. McGrath comes around the corner, and Ainge has got to throw it now. If he'd had time to hang on to it, he had an open receiver on the right side. He didn't, so he lays it to Rogers, and he just doesn't quite hang on.
First down, Southern Miss. The Eagles with good field position. This is Young rolling right, being chased, dumps it out, complete. Stepping out of bounds is the receiver 87. That's Chris Johnson. A pickup that time on the pass play of about 4 or 5 gains for Tennessee will be evaluated at the half. He has a knee injury.
Well, Johnson is giving Johnson some space out there now. He's running deep twice. That was just a simple stop pattern. Marcellus gave him a pretty good cushion to catch the football out there.
That was a pickup of 6. It could be 3rd down, 2nd down and 4. Delay. Young option. 1st down. Got running room to the left. Way down into Tennessee territory. Finally shoved out of bounds by the Volunteers. Jared Paris. And Southern Miss is moving the football once again against Tennessee.
Well, that's that counter option. You fake the run going the other way with Fletcher, then run your quarterback out to the left. Tennessee got sucked in, gave him the corner, and Young's got pretty good speed. He got to the corner and just took it down the field.
31-yard gain. Sets up Southern Miss at the Tennessee 26. Young on a fade. Incomplete. Marcellus Johnson was right with the intended receiver Ed Morgan for Tennessee, and that stops the clock with 6:12 to go here in the first half.
It's good coverage by Marcellus. He's got to feel like they're picking on him now. I mean, they tried to go throw deep on him 2 or 3 times, but that's good man-to-man coverage. There's no way to fit that ball in.
Here are the numbers for Jeremy Young. 7 of 13, 166 yards, 80 of them on one play. 2nd down 10, Young. Rolling to his right. Tennessee's rolling with him. He keeps it, steps out of bounds, shy of the first down, but he got good yardage. But they say he stepped out prior to where he wound up. That's only a 2-yard gain, so it'll be 3rd and long for Southern Miss.
It looked like he got farther down the sidelines. Good pressure by Tennessee. They just don't keep contained. Young gets to the outside, skips around the corner, but he does step out of bounds right about the 25-yard line.
3rd and 8 for Southern Miss. Another big play for Tennessee's defense right here. They have stopped Southern Miss 2 straight times, and now they're trying to make it 3 in a row. It's inside the Tennessee 25. And now Young calls a timeout.
Timeout. Southern Miss. Second timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout. We used to have those in basketball. Still do.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had them in football.
That's well, you know, I didn't either, because I used to. It seems like every timeout lasts about 3 minutes when you're watching them on TV, doesn't it?
I want to hold them to 30 seconds right here. Let's see if we can hold them to.
And I forgot to start my clock.
What, do the coaches come out and do this, or what? I mean, you know, put the hands on the shoulders. Coach Chavis, man, he's got to be not sleeping well at night.
No, I don't know. He's been around a long time. Probably going to take a little more than one bad ball game to ruin his sleep.
Now, 3rd down and 8 after that 30-second timeout. Young back to throw, dumps it out here. What a tackle! What a stop by Ryan Carl. Damian Fletcher picked up 3, but Carl hammered him inside the 25-yard line. It'll be 4th down upcoming for the Eagles.
Yeah, well, Carl was there to make the play. He's there to finish it up. But the guy that made this play coming from the right side is the X-Man, Xavier Mitchell, forcing Young to get rid of that football out in the flat and not letting him throw it down the field.
40-yard field goal for Justin Estes. Barefoot will hold. It is away, and it is good, and Southern Miss has increased its lead to 16-10 with the 3rd field goal of the game. And we have 5 minutes and 18 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Well, they started with a short field. You know, we didn't make the 4th and 3, so they started with roughly 60 yards to go and picked up a huge chunk of that on one play. Again, with the quarterback option, Tennessee did a good job of stiffening up, got some pretty good pressure, holding them to 3 points.
Coach Philip Fulmer, a couple of weeks ago before the California game, he and his wife Vicki gave $1 million to the university. Half of it to be used for academics and the other for athletics.
That's a pretty good hump of change.
I'd say so.
Donate that. You know, Philip, you know, people say, well, he makes a lot of money here. Well, yes, he has made, you know, he gets paid a good salary, but you know, he's been around this university a long time, played here, coached here forever, and really felt like it done a lot for him and his family, and he wanted to give back.
Barefoot will kick it off. Volunteers will have 2 men deep. It'll be Lennon Creer. High end-over-end kick by Barefoot at the 3-yard line. Lennon Creer up the middle. Cuts to the left. Stays on his feet. Got away from one man. Crosses the 25. And it'll be a 24-yard return for Creer. And the Volunteers put it in play at about their own 22-yard line. 27-yard line.
Well, Tennessee has roughly 5 minutes. It shouldn't take that long to drive this football field and take the lead going into halftime.
$13 of 20, 141 yards for Eric Ainge. A lot of time left here. He's changing the play.
Yeah, good numbers. Just they're still only 10 points.
Straight ahead. Handoff. Tailback to the 30. That's Arian Foster. Tacumbo Abanikanda makes the tackle. Pickup of about 3, maybe 4.
Foster hits the hole quick. And he just takes it, got in the hole. An All-American linebacker, McGrath, there to stop him.
Clock moving, 4:37 to go. Ainge and around. This is number 1, Kenny O'Neill, and he stopped. Not much there, maybe a yard. Picked up 2. It's 3rd down.
That dreaded 3rd down conversion. Yeah, look, Tennessee's going with an I-back type formation.
Two receivers right, one left, with a slot in the left side of that line. It's Ainge on 3rd down and about 4. Ainge over the middle. Caught. Big running room for Tennessee's Lucas Taylor inside the 35. 1st down, Volunteers. Eddie Willingham made the tackle, but a beautifully thrown pass by Eric Ainge sets up Lucas Taylor for the 1st down for Tennessee, a 32-yard gain.
Yes, it was a beautifully thrown pass. Taylor's running from the inside, runs a good square in. Ainge hits him perfectly between the linebackers, and after that, it's nothing but open space out there, and Taylor took it up the field.
1st down, Tennessee. Pass intended for Taylor again. On the right flats, it's incomplete.
No, that was intended for right where it went. He wanted to throw the ball to Taylor, but he hit the last second. He saw the cornerback Brandon Summerall really coming up hard, knowing that if he throws the ball to Taylor, it's probably going the other way. So at the last second, he directed that thing dead into the turf.
2nd down at 10. Tennessee at the 35 of Southern Miss. 3:29 to go, 1st half. Ainge back to throw, pass tip, still caught by Austin Rogers, but he doubled back and actually only picked up 3. He could have had 5 or 6. Eddie Willingham makes the tackle.
That's kind of, I don't know what Tennessee calls it. We used to call it kind of a hide route, where you go outside and start working back to the quarterback, hoping to catch the ball and then circle back up the middle. Kind of bobbled the ball that brought him back farther than he wanted to, only resulted in a 3-yard gain.
Another 3rd down for Tennessee, 3rd and 7. It's at the 33. Ainge out of the shotgun, back to throw again, pressures on, gets away, dumps it off on the right side to Taylor. Taylor inside the 35 to the 32. That's Arian Foster rather than Taylor, and it will be 4th down.
Yeah, Larry got some good pressure coming off his right side. Did a good job of avoiding it, but had to get the ball off quick. Hit Foster with it, but he was out there, didn't have a chance to make many yards, and essentially gained no yards on that play.
Clock is running down, and Tennessee is going to let it run down, but then they will call a timeout.
I thought they were going to the 2-minute warning there for a minute.
So now Tennessee calls it 2nd timeout of
Tennessee.
this half.
2nd timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
There's that 30-second timeout. Coming up at halftime of tonight's game, we'll hear from Tennessee coach Philip Fulmer. Rick Russo will be talking to him. We'll have a feature on some DVDs from the Vol Network that you can purchase. I'm sure a lot of you are anxious to hear about it. Pride of the Southland Band also coming up at halftime tonight. If they decide to kick a field goal, it'll be 49 yards, and it would make it a 3-point game. And there's plenty of time. You don't have to score on this one play. You got to get 7 yards if you go for it.
Well, the offense is back on the field.
Fourth down. A long 7. Tennessee's 0 for 1 in 4th down conversions. Ainge out of the shotgun. Back to throw. Pass caught at the 15, down to the 10, inside the 10. Austin Rogers. It'll be a first down and goal to go for the Volunteers. A 4th down and 7 conversion.
Well, that's just a laser shot across the middle. Clear out the area. Get people running. Austin Rogers beats his guy. Willingham to the inside. Gets to the open area, and Ainge just hits him dead in stride.
First down, goal to go. Minute 32, clock moving. 24-yard pickup on the last play. Foster down to the 6. Levance Richmond made the tackle on Arian Foster after a pickup of 2 yards. Clock moving.
Yeah, they'll be content to let this clock run there. 1 minute, 10 seconds. They're in no hurry.
Just over a minute to go. Second down and goal. The line of scrimmage is the 6-yard line of Southern Miss. 9th play of this drive upcoming for Tennessee. Ainge. Play action, pass almost picked off. If that had been grabbed by number 6, now Tacumbo Abanikanda, he would have been gone.
Tacumbo was in great position on that play. I really don't believe Eric had a guy open in behind him. It was going to be a tight throw into Brown on the goal line. It looked like Summerall had pretty good coverage. But he was the only receiver in the route. And I think Eric had one choice there and one choice only.
Third down from the 6. Southern Miss jumped. Josh Briscoe. There is a flag on the play. It is offsides against Southern Miss. I believe if it is, it will be a touchdown, Big Orange.
Offsides, number 47, defense.
And it is.
There you go.
Touchdown.
Tie game. Matthew Chatelaine was offsides, and Eric Ainge hit a streaking Josh Briscoe from 6 yards away. Here's a look.
Well, Briscoe runs just a kind of a little skinny route, and Eric does a great job of just threading the needle between 2 defenders and hit him right in the chest.
Daniel Lincoln gives Tennessee the lead for the first time today. Second time today. My bad, Tom Mattingly. And the Volunteers up by a point, 17-16.
Good quick release by Eric. I mean, he doesn't throw that ball at that exact moment, at that exact spot. He's not going to get Briscoe for the touchdown.
And the Volunteers have regained the lead. There are 41 seconds to be played here in the first half.
That's a good drive by Tennessee. We said they had 5 minutes, 10 seconds to work with, and I believe they used what, roughly 4.5 minutes on that drive. Went to field, didn't settle for the field goal, got to 7 points to give them the lead. Now all they have to do is cover a kick and hold for a play or so, and they'll go in with the lead.
Chad Cunningham's going to kick it off for Tennessee. Back deep to receive. Torrey Harrison and Justin Wilson. There's Harrison, number 11. 41 seconds. A squibble taken by one of the up men. He crosses the 40. So with 36 seconds, a 9-yard return. Southern Miss is about 30 yards away from a field goal. Ja'Cory Williams made the tackle for the Volunteers.
Randy, it never occurred to me that this rule change on the kicking was going to make such a big difference.
5 yards, all it is, 5 yards.
It just seems like so much more because it seems like everybody's starting field position is so much better than what I remember it being. You squib a kick right there. You figure, well, okay, I'm going to get him down to the 30-yard line. Well, you only have to run 5 yards with it, and you're at the 40.
What was it, 10, 15 years ago, we kicked off from the 40.
Right. Well, everybody was kicking it through the end zone then. That's when they let you use those helium balls, though.
First down, Jeremy Young back to throw. Tennessee coming with heat. He rolls to his left. He's going to keep it. He's going to be shy of the first down. He gets out of bounds at the Southern Miss 48. That's a gain of about 6. DeMonte Bolden from his tackle position was chasing him out of bounds.
Let me tell you what, that's a pretty big hustle and some good skill and speed from a man that size. He's over 300 pounds. You know, he doesn't have to run all the way out there. I mean, that's putting out some effort.
Tennessee by 1, 2nd down and 4. Young, they give it to Fletcher. Breaks away from one man. Has a first down. Tackled by Ryan Carl. And that stops the clock with 21 seconds. You know, they got time to get out here for a field goal, and they got 2 different guys who have kicked field goals in this game.
Yes, they do. I mean, they essentially need 15 more yards to have a pretty good shot at it.
And a whistle, and we'll see.
I think he was just spiking the ball.
Spiked the ball. So with 19 seconds, it's 2nd down. Down's not nearly really as important right now for Southern Miss as the time is with 19 seconds, and they have 1 timeout, as does Tennessee. Young out of the shotgun. Tennessee rushing hard, coming after him. He throws it away. Chris Johnson, the intended receiver, or at least he was the one in bounds when that ball sailed over his head.
Yeah, good cover by Tennessee's secondary and pretty good pressure. Tennessee they're not getting to the quarterback, but they're forcing him out of the pocket a lot.
12 seconds left. Yeah, no way he was going to let anybody get his hands on that ball. 12 seconds, 3rd down and 10. Tennessee may come with a blitz here. Nope. They send 4. They come in, and he throws it away. Tennessee's number 91, Robert Ayers, putting the heat on Jeremy Young. It's 4th down with 7 seconds to go. If I'm Southern Miss, I might just take a knee.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was outside the tackle, and the pass landed beyond the line of scrimmage. 4th down.
Well, I don't know that you can. If I would take a knee, you never know what the other team will do. It's probably not that bad an idea. Looks like they're going to just go, instead of taking a knee, they're going to try and throw a Hail Mary. Yeah.
Tennessee with 3 receivers for Southern Miss on the left, and then Southern Miss jump. If they do, they're going to have to do it from 5 yards further back. It'll be 4th down at 15. Chris Clark, the left tackle,
Dead ball foul. False start.
was pulling out.
75. Offense.
Looked like
penalty.
they were going to try and
Still
throw a
4th
little
down.
swing pass to Fletcher and use these 3 guys out here, and that tackle that jumped is a little bit of a convoy, hoping that he can make something happen out in space.
Fourth down, 15. Good protection. Young throwing hard, throws it right up in the middle. Tennessee is going to intercept the football. Picked off by the Volunteers. Rico McCoy laterals back. Don't do anything stupid. Just fall on the football. Let's go to the locker room. Rico McCoy, Eric Berry. And what a half of football.
Yeah, I don't think Philip liked that. He said, you're not playing basketball out here, son. Don't mess with my football.
Oh, my goodness. Now let's go down and talk to Coach Fulmer. Here's Rick Russo. Rick?
All right, Coach, you always want to look for improvement from game 1 to game 2. What did you see from your team in this first half, particularly on defense?
Well, not a lot to this point, to be honest with you. We've given up too many big plays. We're playing along and then give up something that's huge. Southern Miss is a good team. We knew that coming in. We have to play a lot better than we played.
Coach, on offense, Tennessee throwing early, often, and really effectively.
We're throwing effectively. They got a lot of things going on inside, and our receivers are playing really well, and Eric's playing real well.
Thanks, Coach. Philip Fulmer in his 16th season as Tennessee head coach. Over 106,000 fans packed into Neyland Stadium for the 2007 Tennessee home opener. A great atmosphere, and they'd see a pretty good first half. It was Southern Miss taking the opening kick and driving into Tennessee territory and getting a 30-yard field goal to take the lead. But the Vols answered right back, led by senior quarterback Eric Ainge, and he would toss a 26-yard touchdown pass to Austin Rogers, capping off a 70-yard drive for Tennessee. The two teams would exchange field goals, and then late in the second quarter there, interesting occurrences. Tennessee going for it twice on 4th down. The first time they didn't get it, leading to a field goal for Southern Miss. The second time they do get it, and Tennessee would end up with a Josh Briscoe touchdown catch, and the Vols take a halftime lead of 17-16. Halftime festivities are underway. In fact, why don't we listen in right now to the sweet sound.
Yards, not much really for either team, but especially for Tennessee. And Eric Ainge is 205 yards passing. Total yards almost even. Time of possession, of course, pretty much even as well. Tennessee having it slightly more, but you had that 80-yard pass play that took up 11 seconds for Southern Miss, and they scored pretty quickly in the first half.
It's been an even game. Okay, here's your bomb to Johnson down the left sideline. Caught Marcellus, sneaking it in there a little bit. Here's your touchdown, Ainge to Rogers. Rogers got free on the left side, and then Eric found him.
51-yard field goal by Britt Barefoot, and Tennessee comes right back.
And Eric goes down the right sideline. Gets it. Pass interference, which leads to a field goal.
And we're underway with the second half of tonight's game. The Volunteers receiving the kick, and they bring it out to about the 28-yard line, so Tennessee will put it in play from that spot on the field.
About snuck a football game in on us.
Yeah, we were standing there looking at the highlights, and they were really playing behind us. So. All right, Tennessee with a first down at the 28-yard line. Eric Ainge at quarterback for the Volunteers. Tennessee has tried to run the football, but not much success. I think their longest run from scrimmage in the first half was 9 yards. Volunteers again going with a no huddle. 2 receivers right, 1 left for Tennessee. The lone setback is Foster. And Foster, big hole, first down out to the 40, close to the 40-yard line. They'll mark it right at the 39. That's a 10-yard pickup. Levance Richmond and Eddie Hicks make the tackle for Southern Miss.
It sounded like Arian was listening to you, Randy. He said you had 9 yards up to this point, so he said, well, I'm going to rip off a 10-yarder right here.
That is the longest run from scrimmage for Tennessee for the day. 10 yards for Foster. First down at the 39. 2 receivers. That's Briscoe and Rogers to the right, Taylor to the left side. Lone setback is Foster. They give it to him again. Big hole. He's got some room around the right side at the 50, 45 out of bounds. Just shy of the Southern Miss 40. And that, my friends, was a pickup of about 19 to 20 yards. Eddie Willingham knocks Foster out of bounds.
Well, Southern Miss walked up in a man coverage type look, and their linebacker got caught inside. Foster goes to the hole and bounces it out to the outside. There's nobody there, and he just takes it down the right sideline.
So 10 yards and then 26 for Tennessee. Foster 2 rushes, 50 yards in the second half. $36 on the ground for Foster in the first half. Play action, Ainge rolling left, looking, throwing, batted away, almost intercepted. A lineman got a hand on it, then Gerald McGrath dove and tried for the pick and couldn't come up with it. It'll be second down.
Yeah, a nice bootleg roll. He was trying to hit the crossing guy over the middle of the field. If he had that ball back again, I think he'd have dropped it out there to flat to Briscoe, who was wide open out there. Got him the football, let him run with it.
Tennessee, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Ainge is the quarterback, and again Foster the tailback. Volunteers have moved from their own 29 down to the Southern Miss 41. Dump pass over to Chris Brown. He's inside the 30, first down inside the 25. As Tennessee moving the football, Justin Wilson and Brandon Sumrall make the tackle, but not before Chris Brown picks up a big chunk of yardage.
But just a little quick crossing route. Eric hits him, gives him a chance to do something with it. Brown does a good job of making the first guy miss, get up the sideline before vaulting for another first down.
Brown still in the game. Tennessee with the same formation again. First down at the Southern Miss 23. Tennessee leading by 1. Inside, handoff, Foster inside the 20, picks up about 4. Matthew Chatelain makes the tackle after a 4-yard pickup by Arian Foster. Second down, 6 for Tennessee. Nose of that football resting just inside the Eagle 20. Ainge, fumble, loose football. Who's got it? Southern Miss says they have it.
I don't know. I think Foster might have dove in there and got that football.
Volunteers get it back. What a break that was. They actually gained a yard or 2. Big break. Foster picked it up. I don't think anybody ever had control of that football.
Well,
Let's take another look.
If you notice, Eric's been handing off with the other hand quite a bit to take pressure off that right pinky. That one looked like Foster just never got his arm up to receive the football.
Third down and 6. 7th play of this drive that started on the Tennessee 29. Tennessee picks up the blitz. Incomplete. Intended for Briscoe over the middle. And that will bring up 4th down, and Tennessee will try to add to its 1-point lead with a field goal.
Eric tried to fit that one into Briscoe there about the goal line, but that's really pretty good coverage by McGee. He's in position to make that play. Briscoe might have caught the football, but McGee had him blocked off. And by the time he saw the football, it was past him.
Daniel Lincoln will attempt a 36-yard field goal right down the middle. Casey Woods will hold. The kick is away, and it is good. Still perfect is Daniel Lincoln with his 3rd field goal of the year, his 2nd one of this game, and the Volunteers extend their lead to 4.
Well, that's the mission accomplished, at least part of it. You come out of the locker room at halftime, you want to go get points, and Tennessee did that. They would like to have 7, but they'll take 3.
Tennessee gives up 200 yards of offense and 16 points in the first half to Southern Miss. What is Florida doing right now? Licking their chops and waiting for next week.
It's a possibility. I tell you what, Florida can be really explosive. Everybody knows that. They're loaded with athletes. I think it's going to be really interesting to see them with Tebow as a full-time quarterback. I haven't seen any of them at this point. But I've got to believe that they look like a really different team than they did last year with Chris Lee.
Well, they got to replace 9 starters on defense, and that's not easy to do in the SEC.
No, it's not. I don't care how many good athletes you have on your football team. Experience is something that you got to come by honest.
12:04 to go. Tennessee uses up a little less than 3 minutes for the drive, which resulted in a 36-yard field goal by Daniel Lincoln. And now the Volunteers will kick off to Southern Miss. And of course, they have not been able to totally stop the Eagles all night. They didn't stop them on their first 3 possessions, and then they did stop them on 3 of their last 4.
Yeah, they did a good job in the second quarter. The second quarter, they settled down. They gave up a couple plays, but other than that, when they needed to stiffen, they stiffened. And tell you what, they got some pretty good pressure from their front 4. They didn't really get to the quarterback, but they forced him to move outside the pocket and throw some errant footballs out of bounds.
You know, when Young had to roll away from trouble, he was not nearly as effective. And what about putting some heat on it?
Yeah, well, we haven't really brought the heat. That might be something that they're looking at for the second half. You know, it's surprising, too, because Young moves so well, but he throws better from the pocket.
Right.
You would think that a guy that's that athletic and run that well would throw a little better on the run than he would standing still.
Cunningham kicks a high, short kick. Torrey Harrison comes up short of the 15 and makes
He's
got some running room. There's a penalty marker down as Harrison takes it to the 35. And we'll see what that flag is all about. A 21-yard return of the kick.
Well, it appears that Southern Miss's plan on kick returns is to start the ball up the right side and then move back to the middle to the left side. They found a soft spot.
During the return, holding, number 21, receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Of course, holding a lot of times creates soft spots that wouldn't normally be there.
They back it up to the 25, and Southern Miss puts it in play. First down and 10 from the Eagles' 25-yard line. 11:54 to go, third quarter. Tennessee leading by 4. Jeremy Young back in at quarterback.
It's a formation we hadn't seen so far.
5 wides.
Empty backfield. Fletcher lined up here to the left in the slot.
Out of the shotgun, they give it to the quarterback. That's Young on the draw play. He crosses the 30, picks up between 5 and 6 yards. Xavier Mitchell stops him, and it'll be second down and about 5, maybe 4. First half possessions for the Golden Eagles. They got a field goal, touchdown, field goal, and missed a field goal.
Mike check.
A punt, another field goal, and an interception. Second down, about 4, maybe 4.5. 2 running backs in behind Young. The draw play, this is Fletcher. He crosses the 35, has very close to a first down. He needed 4. I think he picked up 5. Rico McCoy and Eric Berry make the tackle for Tennessee.
They do a good job of sealing Reynolds to the inside, giving Fletcher a chance to bounce it to the left side, get up the field, put a little spin. That little spin move was just enough to get the first down.
First down, Southern Miss at the 37. Young drops back, pass caught. Tennessee had a chance to stop him for little or no gain, but Chris Johnson wiggles away and picks up about 8. That'll bring up second down and short for Southern Miss.
Well, you talked about bringing the heat. They brought Eric Berry off the corner that time, and a little extra corner blitz, and Southern Miss had the perfect play call. A quick screen out to the outside, right where Berry came from. That's just luck.
And still Tennessee could have caught him for maybe a yard gain, and instead he wiggles away and picks up 8. Second down and 2. They give it to the tailback, Harrison. He stopped, but I think he gets the 2 yards he needs for a first down. And Southern Miss is moving the football.
They set that counter up extremely well. Going to the right side, had a tackle pulling out in front. Guard and a tackle, big 75 out there. Looked like there was going to be a lot there, but Tennessee closed the hole quick.
First down, Southern Miss. Young with an I formation in the backfield. Play action. Rolling right and throwing it away. Incomplete. It'll be second down. Tennessee was putting some heat on Jeremy Young, and that heat was coming from defensive end Robert Ayers, number 91.
You're right, a little play action pass. Ryan Carl came off the corner, then Ayers slipped his man. Doing a good job of pressuring Young, not letting him set up and throw the football down the field.
South Carolina leads Georgia 16-12, 4 minutes left in Athens. Here it's second down and 10. A little bit of confusion. 2 receivers right, 2 left for Young, who calls time, and wisely so. The clock stops with 9 minutes and 50 seconds.
Southern Miss. First charge timeout of the half.
So Southern Miss with 9:50 to go here in the third sends one receiver the wrong way, and Jeremy Young says, we better talk about this.
Well, they lined up. They were lining up in that formation that they opened up the half with. Empty backfield, 2 guys on one side, 3 on the other. The only guy in the backfield was the quarterback. Interesting to see just how many plays they have out of that, whether they can protect the passer from that formation.
Coach John Chavis. Team again struggling in the early part of the game, but they have bowed their necks. Tennessee by 4. A lot of time left in this one. Southern Miss to the line. Second down and 10 now. The line of scrimmage is the Golden Eagle 47.
Tennessee's lined up. It appears they have 6 defensive backs on the field. And I don't know what the holdup is.
Well, they're waiting on the media.
Well, we're the media. We're ready.
Well, the Vol Network was in a commercial break. The radio network.
I'm going to knock on the window over there, tell those guys to hurry up.
Yeah, look at Smokey.
Yeah, Smokey's he's into it.
He could care less about this football game.
Give me a biscuit.
That's a beautiful animal right there. All right, here we go. Second down from the 47. 1 running back, 3 wides for Southern Miss. Tennessee coming hard. Pass caught. Very close to a first down. He got between 9 and 10. And Chris Johnson, the receiver. It's going to be a pickup of 9. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Now that was a good throw on the run. That was dead on the money. I believe that might have been a called pass to that right side.
3rd down, a little less than a yard. Into Tennessee territory. Tennessee stacking them up on the line. Young gives it to Fletcher. First down, that's Harrison. Loose football. It's on the ground. Who got it? Tennessee picks up a fumble. The second turnover of this football game, and they have stopped Southern Miss once again.
Like Gerard Parrish came out of that scrum with the ball.
Let's take another look at it.
Parrish had Fletcher had the first down. Looked like the ball just slipped out of his arm. Didn't appear that it was knocked out. Get another look at it here. Yeah,
he just tossed it away.
Yeah, he just kind of laid that one on the ground, and Parrish was alert enough to get on the ground and steal that ball away from Wesley Housley.
Tennessee with 3 receivers to the left side. Tennessee, of course, going with a no huddle. Turnovers 2 for the Golden Eagles. Tennessee has not turned it over tonight yet. Ames, running back, turning the corner. That is Arian Foster for good yardage. He will be short of the first down. He picks up 6, saying he was shoved out of bounds inside the midfield line.
Well, you can see what they talked about offensively at halftime. They went in there and said, look, guys, you big hogs up front, it's time to go. It's time to earn that meal money. We're going to run the football, and we're going behind you guys, so let's get something done.
Michael Frog is the center. Tennessee gets the first down as Foster picks up the 4 yards he needed. James Denley makes the tackle. Now they're going to say he's short.
Yeah,
bad mark.
They say he's just, they may have to measure this.
Foster, 14 carries, 76 yards for the night, as you saw on your screen a moment ago.
That ball is just shy of the 44-yard line.
Well, here's where I stack it up and I try to get that 3 inches right here, up the middle. Mano y mano.
But not with your quarterback.
No.
Just wanted to clarify that.
Well, I might let him take it. He's 6'6". All he's got to do is stretch out and he gets the first down.
That is true. But I don't think you want him with that finger anywhere in any piles that he doesn't have to be.
3rd down and about 2 inches. 6'4" senior Michael Frog in at center for Tennessee. We told you about that. Volunteers have shuffled a couple of other linemen in and out tonight. Jock McClendon's also in there. 3rd down and inches. Ames gives it.
Believe he got it.
The first down. Foster spins over the top of a Southern Miss defender. Picked up the 1 yard he needed. It'll be a Tennessee first down.
That play didn't work how it was designed. That's designed to go over the left side of the line. Foster shut off. Does a good job of coming back, realizing that he's got to get another 1.5 yards and shoot straight forward, and just barely converts.
First down Tennessee inside the Southern Miss 45 at the Eagle 44. Ames. On the right, caught inside the 15, down to the 5. Lucas Taylor had Eddie Hicks all over him, and a beautifully thrown pass by Eric Ainge.
It's almost like Eric was back playing basketball. They faked the counter that's been so effective for him. Barely hits his back foot. He knows he's got Taylor down there, so he just throws a fly ball down there.
34 yards.
Yeah, dead on the money.
Low setback behind Ainge is Foster. Tennessee straight ahead. Foster to the 5. Foster into the end zone. Touchdown. Big Orange. Arian Foster right up the gut, and Tennessee has upped its lead. A 9-yard run by Foster. The Volunteers up by 10.
Well, Tennessee came out to run the football. This is a nice run by Foster. Good blocking up front, getting him into the second level. He puts on a good move. After that, nothing but checkerboard.
Daniel Lincoln will attempt the extra point. That'll put Tennessee up by 11. The snap, the kick, it is good. Tennessee 27, Southern Mississippi 16. The Volunteers have scored 10 points to start the third quarter.
There's your touchdown run. Hand off to the left side. You got good push. There's your guard in your center. If Foster makes the first guy miss, that's a safety in the hole, Richmond,
check, 1, 2.
and it just takes it in.
Vladimir Richard was also in the game as Tennessee went with several second-string offensive linemen, and they flat did the job.
They did the job. It's hard to tell when they move these linemen in and out. We're sitting up here high, and you really can't see numbers down on the line when they're all bunched together. But you're right, they moved a number of backup people in, and they did a great job on that drive.
Volunteers up by 11, but there's a lot of time left. 8 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the third quarter. Tennessee looking to go 1-1 on the year as they go to Florida next Saturday afternoon at the Swamp. Tom Mattingly tells me at 8:50 it's 84 degrees. It's dropped 2 degrees since game time.
Well, you know, it's been so hot this summer. You know, at all those days in the 90s, these guys have practiced every day in it. And you get acclimated to a point. I mean, you get hot, but you learn to fight through it. As you said earlier, Southern Miss, they live in that weather, so you know they're used to it.
Tennessee by 11. And the Volunteers will kick off to Southern Miss. Chad Cunningham's going to kick it off for the Volunteers, and back deep to receive it for the Eagles will be Torrey Harrison. That's him, number 11. Cunningham's kick. High end over ending its way down to about the 7-yard line. Harrison picks it, takes it back to the center of the field, crosses, and Tennessee's got him at the 25. Loose football, it's on the ground. Tennessee never was able to pick it up, and I think the ball was down anyway. 18-yard return, and Southern Miss puts it in play, first down. Volunteers are 2 for 2 this half in scoring.
Now there's your fumble. Turnovers lead to bad things. There's Ains' jump pass down to Lucas Taylor, and there's your good run by Arian Foster.
Damian Fletcher in a tailback. 2 receivers right and a pair of running backs back there with Jeremy Young. Hands off straight ahead. He crosses the 25 to about the 28-yard line. That's Fletcher. Walter Fisher makes the tackle. J.T. Mapu also in on the stop for Tennessee. Pickup of 2. It'll be second down and 8. Wes Brown and Robert Ayers in the game. The backup group of defensive linemen in the game. Fisher and Mapu. Young takes the snap, rolls right. Tennessee's putting the heat on him. He just throws it away. It'll be third and long upcoming for Southern Miss.
Well, Tennessee's starting to control the line of scrimmage. They really are. That defensive line, they just skated straight down the line of scrimmage all the way out, built a wall, didn't give Young a chance to do anything but run parallel to the sideline, had nobody to throw it to, and had to air it out into the crowd.
Third down and 8. Man in motion motion to the near side for Southern Miss. Young with one setback back there with him. 3rd and 8. Dumps it over the middle. Caught. And a good tackle shy of the 30-yard line by Ricardo Kemp. Sean Nelson, the receiver. It'll be 4th down upcoming for Southern Miss.
Well, they gave the appearance of a blitz with Willingham coming off the extra corner. All that was playing zone behind it and bringing one guy off the side. Tennessee had Mayo and the cornerback just sitting out there waiting on that crossing route.
Britt Barefoot will kick it. He'll stand at his 15. Jonathan Hepney will stand at his 25 to receive it for Tennessee. It's 4th down and 6. A short kick. Hepney's going to have some room at the 20. Hepney to the middle. Hepney to the left. Hepney crosses the 35. And the Volunteers will have it 1st down and 10. Missouri is leading Ole Miss 31-25 late in the game. Kentucky at the end of 3 over Kent State 35-20. Alabama beat Vanderbilt 24-10 today. And here's the shocker. South Carolina wins at Georgia 16-12. The old evil genius strikes again.
He just won't go away, will he?
LaMarcus Coker in at running back for Tennessee. Eric Ainge has gone all the way at quarterback except for one play when Jonathan Crompton came in and trying to Tim Tebow it and lost a yard. Ainge hands it to Coker. Coker to the 40. Robert Henderson grabbed him. He still picked up about 4.
Yeah, Coker looked like he was going to have something there. He really bolted out of the backfield fast, and all of a sudden you saw him get jerked from behind. Henderson caught the back of his pads and dropped him right in his steps.
Under 6 minutes to go. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for Tennessee. Well, they love to rack up another 6 right here.
They get another 6 here. That may take a little wind out of Southern Miss.
Southern Miss coming on a blitz. Coker crosses the 40, fights his way out to the 43. Gerald McGrath makes the tackle from his linebacker spot. And it'll be 3rd and short upcoming, about 3 for the Volunteers. After Coker picks up 2 or 3 more.
That's just straight running.
He got all that himself.
Yeah, he got that because we pretty much got stoned up front, and he just did the best he could with that one.
3rd down and 3. Southern Miss stacking everybody up. Now they drop them back. They throw the pass. It's caught. It's going to be short of the 1st down. They mark his forward progress at the 45. It will be 4th down and 1.
See Eric out there saying, you know, we've got the 1st down. Well, no, you don't. Another little short pass that was just too short.
4th and 1, and the punting team comes on.
That's not even close. That's good defense by Southern Miss, sitting short on those receivers and really coming up and making the tackle at the ball, and not letting them get any forward momentum to squeak through, to get an extra foot or 2. Good tackle.
21 out of 32, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns for Eric Ainge. The kick by Cunningham inside the 20, fielded by Johnson, and that's where Southern Miss puts it in play. 4:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tennessee leading Southern Miss 27-16. I tell you, I like Tennessee's young kickers. Lincoln and Cunningham. I mean, Brenton Colquitt's out, but they haven't missed a beat.
No, they really haven't. They've kicked extremely well. We talked about earlier. Lincoln is still perfect. And Cunningham's kicked some nice footballs. He did what he was supposed to there. Kicked the ball inside the 20.
Southern Miss down by 11. Puts it in play. Poor field position for them. Young back to throw. Caught. Not much of a gain. He picked up 3, maybe 4. Eric Berry The true freshman makes the tackle. The receiver was Gerald Baptiste. Pick up a 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Clock moving, 3:47 to go. Young, play action, rolling left. Got a man. It's caught at the 25. He gets to the 30. Chris Johnson with the reception. He's got a 1st down. Pickup of 7 for the Eagles. Jared Parrish knocks him out of bounds.
And it's almost like they lost him out there in the flat. Drop deep, play action. He's rolling left. Nobody out in the flat to get Johnson until it's way too late.
Torrey Harrison in at tailback as Damian Fletcher's on the sideline. Maybe just getting a breather. Young back to throw. Plenty of time. He just threw it into the ground. Torrey Harrison was the intended receiver, I think, but Young had nowhere to throw it. It'll be 3rd down. Or 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, well, they're trying to set up a screen going to the right side, and we didn't just have one guy read the screen. We had 4 guys read the screen, and so Young knew he didn't have anything over there, so he just threw it in the ground.
2nd down 10. Tennessee with an 11-point lead. Southern Miss came out smoking, but the Volunteers have adjusted and stopped them for their last 5 possessions. Young back to throw over the middle. It's caught. 1st down out to the 45. The receiver is Sean Nelson.
They're giving him the reception, and Nelson's down.
Well, there's an official's timeout stopping the clock. A 15-yard pickup on 2nd down to wide receiver Sean Nelson.
Well, Johnson ran a nice clear out route, shallow underneath the square end by Nelson, cleared out the linebackers and gave Young a good throwing lane into the middle of the field.
I don't believe, did he ever have possession?
It's really hard to tell.
See, there's the ball on the ground right there. Coach Fulmer wants him to check it.
Is under further review.
Yeah, they need to look at that because I'm not sure he ever had possession of that football.
It just depends on what kind of angle they have on that. Our angle, it's impossible to tell. It's impossible to tell, or impossible to rule anything other than what the officials called. You might see something here. I don't think I'm with you, Randy. I don't know that he ever had possession of the football.
He may have had it, but that could be a fumble. See, there's the ball right there.
Well, the whistle is blown, so the fumble's out the door. I mean, it's either incomplete pass or completion.
I don't know if there's enough evidence to turn it over, though. We'll see. We'll look at it from another angle. And
see, he's bobbling the football.
Nah, that's not a catch. I'd say that's an incomplete pass. Because before he went down, that ball was knocked out of his hands. And he was bobbling it.
Well, McCoy came in and just put a heck of a shot on him. Stopped him dead in his tracks. I'm with you, though. I don't think he caught the football. Whether we're going to get this call or not, it's hard to
After further
say.
review, the play stands as called on the field. 1st down.
Well, they give it to him, so it'll be a 1st down Southern Miss at the Eagle 45. 4 catches, 52 yards in the game for Sean Nelson. Nelson and Chris Johnson have been real thorns in Tennessee's side tonight. First down, Southern Miss at the Eagle 45. Jeremy Young, the quarterback. Out of the shotgun. Pass caught. It's high over the head of the intended receiver, Torrey Harrison, and that will be second down. Pass incomplete.
You know, you want to get that ball in there quick, but you got to realize he's only 10 yards away, and you got to pass the ball sometimes instead of just throw the ball, and that was a rifle shot. It would be hard to handle unless it hit you right in the stomach.
Damian Fletcher is out of the line. Harrison's back in at tailback, and he's back there with Young. Young on the option. Keeper to the 50. He's going to be short of the first down, but he picks up 5, maybe 6 yards. Dan Williams finally hauls him in for Tennessee, and it'll be third down and about 4. Tennessee has always had trouble with this option.
I tell you what, well, it's just something that it's hard to prepare for because it's a change of pace type thing.
Third down and 4. Line of scrimmage just over the midfield stripe. Golden Eagles only 2 of 10 in third downs. Young rolling right, under pressure, dumps it over to the right side. It's caught, and he's going to be shy of the first down. Chris Johnson finally hauled in, but it's going to be less than a yard short of a first at the Tennessee 46.
I see Young rolling right here. He wanted to come back the other side of the field. It wasn't there. Knew he had Johnson as a safety valve on the right side. Got it to him, but Tennessee did a good job of coming up, stopping short of the first down marker.
Southern Miss going for it. It's fourth down, less than a yard. It's actually about a foot and a half. They're 0 for 1 in fourth down conversions. Young straight ahead. I believe he's got it. Harrison. He needed a foot and a half, and he picked up a yard.
And he did it pretty much on his own. That's we had people in the hole, and he just ran hard to the hole and powered through just enough to get past the first down marker.
Gerard Mayo makes the tackle. We'll look at it again. First down inside the Tennessee 45-yard line. Southern Miss. This drive started inside their 20. This is the 9th play of the drive. We're just over a minute and a half left in the third period. Tennessee's coming. They're blitzing. Pass is going to be incomplete. No flag. Tennessee had 3 orange shirts near Taurus McGee, the intended receiver. Boy, Tennessee brought some people, but Southern Miss did a good job picking them up.
They picked him up. Young gets the ball away out here. Johnson's got pretty good position, pretty good coverage on McGee. McGee's quite a bit taller than he is. They laid that ball up high. He did a good job of getting into the receiver, not giving him a chance to catch the football.
Second down, 10. 3-step drop. Young, pass caught. Down to the Tennessee 35. Ed Morgan, the wideout on the left side, made the catch. He picks up 9. He's close to a first down, but I believe he's going to be shy. All right, he got an awfully good mark.
Yeah, he did. Just slant pattern out here to the left. Receiver does a good job once he catches the ball going north and south.
And they're going to measure.
I don't know. I think I think he might have got this one. It'll be an inch or two one way or the other.
He got it. Barely. The line of scrimmage at the Tennessee 35, and Southern Miss with another first down.
Southern Miss just won't go away.
I tell you, I like Jeff Bauer. He's had chances to go to other schools, but he loves Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Been there 17 years. This is his 17th season. Hand off to Harrison. Harrison inside the 30. Good yardage right up the middle. Little misdirection. Robert Ayers makes the tackle after he picks up 7.
This is tough to cover. You got a running back going back. He can fake it to the running back, come out and run the option. If you go after the quarterback, then he flips it to the pitch man. That's essentially wishbone football. I mean, a triple option football on the move. That's just hard to handle.
2nd down 3. Same play, except this time Young is slammed to the ground by Rico McCoy.
Well, I guess Rico said, you know, what's so hard to handle about that? I don't know what you're talking about. I saw the quarterback, and I just busted him.
Gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 3 upcoming.
See, that Rico does a good job there, not only, you know, making an outstanding tackle, but he stays on the quarterback. That's his man. He does not care about the pitch. He's not going to fall for that fake. He's trusting his teammate to be out there to handle the pitch, and that's exactly what happened.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Tennessee had a very productive 3rd period. They score 10, and they take a 27-16 lead into the 4th quarter here at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. Whew. Well, we're ready to start the 4th period of play here at Neyland Stadium, and there you see members of the Orange Nation having a good time on a very warm Saturday night. Tom Mattingly's keeping us abreast of the temperature, and every time it drops a degree, it's now 83 degrees.
Now you just tell me when they turn the air conditioning on. I don't care about the 1 or 2 degrees.
Oh my, I tell you what, when it's 20 degrees and we're up in Kentucky, snow, we're going to be wishing it was 86.
That's true, but I'm going to have all those warm memories from summertime to keep me warm.
We've got enough this year to last us a few years. All right, first play of the 4th quarter coming up. Southern Miss has it 3rd down and 3. They're at the Tennessee 27. Out of the shotgun, Tennessee coming hard. Pass caught by Harrison. First down inside the 20, down to the 15 goes Harrison. And boy, just like that, Southern Miss is making the right calls.
That was the right call. They had a swing pass out to the right side. Tennessee brought the heat up the middle, which left nobody out there on Harrison. Got a really good block outside by Ryan McKee.
A little hold maybe too.
Well, block hold is, I didn't see a flag, so I'm going to call it a block. But gave him some room to run it, and all of a sudden Southern Miss is on the 16, 17-yard line.
Southern Miss is not going to go away. First down to 15. Young throwing incomplete. Nobody was near that ball. Taurus McGee might have been the intended receiver, but there were a couple of orange shirts actually closer to the pass than was McGee.
Couldn't tell. I think that might have been Walter Fisher come in there with the heat. Slam Young to the ground. He just had to throw that ball away. That or take a sack.
Xavier, who is that? Walter Fisher. Walter Fisher.
Yeah. I would don't let them know that you got hurt hitting a quarterback, Walter. You'll never live that one down.
Little fade.
Well,
that ball was caught.
Yes.
First down. Chris Johnson. Tennessee had it well defended, but the pass was just to the outside of his shoulder, and he made the grab. It's first down and goal to go, Southern Mississippi.
That's good communication between your quarterback and your wide receiver. He's running the fade route on the outside. Johnson's got great coverage on him, and Young sees that. So what you do is you just throw the ball to your receiver's back, expecting him to stop and make the play. There's no defense against that. You cannot defend that pass, and Johnson did a good job adjusting to the outside pass.
First down, goal to go. Southern Miss, 14 minutes to go in the game. Tennessee by 11. Young hands it to Harrison. Harrison to the 3 as he picks up 3, maybe 4 yards right up the middle. Xavier Mitchell made the tackle, but Harrison picks up the yardage. Second down and goal inside the 5. Dan Williams helping out on that tackle as well. Second down and goal. The football is between the 4 and the 3-yard line.
See if Southern Miss thinks they can run this football in.
Young. Tennessee's got him back at the 7, maybe the 8-yard line. Robert Ayers just collapsed the line and tackled Young for a loss of 4.
I believe this is going to be a quarterback draw. It's hard to tell because our line collapsed him so quick. But Young was going to try and run that football on a draw. That you see him tuck the football there. Mayo, Ayers, he had no place to go.
Third down and goal back at the 7-yard line. Tennessee's coaches screaming at the players to stiffen up. Play action. Young throwing it to the right. Incomplete. Rico McCoy said, "Welcome to Knoxville, Marcus Raines." It's incomplete. It's 4th down.
Well, that's just good coverage back in the secondary area. Young wanted to go into the right corner of the end zone. Johnson's got good coverage over there. Safety on that side had good coverage. He had to come out to the flat, and Rico was just waiting for him and just drills Marcus Raines.
He'll see McCoy in his sleep tonight. Estes will attempt the field goal 24 yards away, trying to make it back to single digits, and he does. 27-19. Tennessee maintaining the 8-point lead with 12:19 left to go in this ball game. The Volunteers came into the game a 10.5-point favorite over Southern Mississippi. Let's take a look at another angle from that McCoy hit.
I said good coverage in the secondary. Rico in perfect position. That's his man, the running back in the flat, and he put him in his sights and put the bullseye on his chest and drilled him.
$12:19 to go in the ball game. 19 plays in that last drive, and Southern Miss gets 3 points. There are only 3 of this half.
19 plays.
76 yards, ate up 650. Estes has kicked 3 field goals.
You know, drives like that, I mean, you always want to score off your drives, Randy. I mean, 3 points for 3 points, but you go 19 plays and don't score a touchdown, it's almost disheartening.
Yeah.
You almost sound like, you know, what do we got to do to get in the end zone here?
4 field goals for Southern Mississippi and 1 touchdown tonight. You look at the yardage Tennessee has given up, but you look at that statistic and you say, well, maybe we played pretty good.
Tennessee, from about the middle of the second quarter on, has played a lot better defensively. Yeah. Their front seven, front four, whatever you want to call them, has stiffened considerably. They've had a lot of penetration from their front four, something they didn't have any of last week.
South Florida leading Auburn 14-3 in the second quarter. My goodness gracious.
What was that score?
14-3.
Early in the season, you just never know what to expect from anybody.
Dennis Rogan, number 41, and Lennon Creer, number 3, back deep to receive for Tennessee.
Rogan, a Knoxville boy, played at Fulton High School. Spent 3 years just tearing this town up.
That's going to be an onside kick attempt, and it goes out of bounds. That'll give Tennessee good field position right here. You know, if you're Southern Miss, I don't know, you go to an onside kick with 12 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the game.
Maybe they thought they'd catch us sleeping or whatever, but the kicker didn't execute, didn't even come close to executing what they needed. So now Tennessee's got the ball in Southern Miss territory. Got an 8-point lead.
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. That's a 5-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. First down.
So now it's at the Southern Miss 45. That is not what Jeff Bauer wanted.
That's a lost gamble is what
Oh,
that
yeah,
is.
big time.
Yes.
Because Tennessee uses up 3-4 minutes and kicks a field goal, and you're back to where you were 10-15 minutes ago. First down, Tennessee, great field position. Rogers, Brown, LaMarcus Coker's back there to running back. Lucas Taylor to wide receiver. Here's Ainge, gives it to Coker. Coker stutter steps, fights his way past the line of scrimmage, gets 1 or 2. Levance Richmond, the rover back for Southern Miss, stops him. It'll be a second down for Tennessee and about 9.
Tell you what, Richmond, he plays close to the line. I mean, he doesn't start out close to the line of scrimmage, but I tell you what, he comes downhill fast. He's playing at a safety position, and he met Coker at the line of scrimmage there.
Second down at 8. Ainge back to throw. Flares it out on the right side. One man misses it. Spinning away. This is number 3, Lennon Creer. Made a nice move. Matthew Chatelaine makes the tackle for Southern Miss, but he picks up 10 and gets a Tennessee first down.
Well, Lennon Creer showed him a little Texas right there. Puts on a smooth spin move. Now he just needs to get north and south instead of east and west, and we'd had the first down.
It's 3rd and less than 1. I thought he had that first down. Tight end in the game is Luke Stocker, number 88. The give to LaMarcus Coker gets the first down, and it's Tacumbo Abanikanda with the tackle. Tennessee now 7 for 14 in third down conversions.
Yeah, Coker did a good job there because that was jammed up. He did what good running backs do, make the first guy miss. Had Eddie Hicks coming up on the outside. He makes him miss, spins forward for just enough to get his first down.
First down, Tennessee. Line of scrimmage just inside the 35 to the 34. Ainge bobbled that snap, turns it loose, and threw it away. I don't think he ever had really good control of that football.
Well, I don't think he felt like he had as much time as he did. You know, he got the snap. He saw the blitz. He thinks, oh, I got to get rid of it right now. I think he had a little more time than he thought he did. He could have pulled that down a little bit, giving his receiver a chance to get off the line of scrimmage and make a play for him.
Second down and 10 from the 34 of Southern Mississippi. Tennessee's got the ball. Ainge 22 of 34, 266 yards. Flares it out to Coker. Got a little running room. Coker explodes inside the 25 Picks up 11. Depending on where they mark it, I think he does have the first down. Robert Henderson, the bandit for Southern Miss, makes the tackle, number 91.
Had a good play call there. They brought the extra corner blitz from Ainge's blind side. Got a swing pass out here to Coker. And this is what you do with the football. You need a first down, north and south. Go get it.
It is a
first down.
First down, Tennessee. The line of scrimmage inside the 25, just shy of the 24. It's first down and 10 for the Volunteers. Arian Foster back in at tailback as Coker gets a breather on the sideline. Just over 10 minutes to go in the game. Ames gives it inside to Foster. Foster inside the 20, picks up about 5, maybe 4. We'll see where they mark the football. Southern Miss linebacker Gerald McRath makes the tackle. Foster's had a good second half. Scores the touchdown, a 9-yard run.
Yeah, but Foster doesn't have a good second half if the line doesn't have a good second half.
Exactly.
They've come out and opened some holes here.
Second down and 5.
Whoa.
Foster jumps past the 10. First down. Takes runners with him inside the 5. LaVance Richmond rides him out of bounds. And it will be a first down and goal to go Tennessee at the Southern Miss 4-yard line.
Now that's a real now you see me, now you don't move. Foster gets the counter, cuts it back, bam. Gets to the outside, drags defenders for another 6 yards. He's starting to feel it.
107 yards rushing for Arian Foster. First down and goal to go from the 4 after a 16-yard pickup. Tennessee with 2 tight ends in the game. They give it to Foster again. He squirms and fights his way down to the 1. Picks up two more. Vontre Mason makes the tackle for Southern Mississippi. And Tennessee now second down and goal.
This is one of those times when you owe it to your offensive line, you owe it to Foster to just keep giving it to him. No fooling around, no fakes. Turn around, hand it to your tailback, and pound it in.
Into Foster, leaping, touchdown, Big Orange. LaMarcus, Arian Foster. I said LaMarcus Coker, he's on the bench. That, my friends, Arian Foster with a touchdown, and the Volunteers extend their lead. 33-19.
Ran the football very well that series. Got good blocking, got some good runs, couple good swing passes out there. Offensive line did their job. It makes it a lot easier when you only have to go 45 yards, but they made it look pretty easy.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 75, offense. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. The touchdown is good.
Well, personal foul after the play. Anthony Parker, Tennessee's big lineman, and they're going to mark it off. So Tennessee, instead of kicking off from 30, might kick off from the 15. Extra point by Lincoln is perfect. Tennessee now leads 34-19 with 8.5 minutes to go.
That onside kick was huge.
Oh yeah.
Hindsight's 20/20 obviously, but I agree with you. That was not a time to try something like that, because if it doesn't work, you get exactly what you got.
It's been a very, very productive second half for the Volunteers.
Phillip wants to know what's going on. He wants to know either what the foul was or clarification of the rule.
Foster's 1-yard touchdown run, his second touchdown of the night, capped a 45-yard drive, 9 plays, 3:47 off the clock. And when, as you said, when Southern Miss went for that onside kick and Tennessee took over at the 45, that was a big gamble that did not pay dividends for Southern Miss. Let's take a look at the entire scoring drive. There's the big pass play to Lennon Creer, the freshman receiver.
And there's Foster. Whoa, like I said, now you see me, now you don't. Awful quick for a big guy. They're just powering it in behind his friends.
Two touchdowns, 107 yards rushing for Arian Foster. Pretty good night's work.
Well, you kept saying it, Randy, during the first half and at halftime. Tennessee is going to have to come out and run the football if they're going to take control or win this football game. Because sooner or later you're not going to be able to throw it if you can't run it. Well, they must have decided the same thing themselves in the locker room, because they come out and made an effort to rush the football, and the offensive line and the running backs have responded.
The receiver's going to wait for the kick about the 25-yard line, and Cunningham's going to kick it from the 15. And he gets a foot into it. It's a low kick taken at the 22 by Justin Wilson. And Tennessee stops him as there's a loose football. It's on the ground. Who got it? Tennessee says they have it. We'll have to see them unstack. It is the Volunteers football. Tennessee recovers the third fumble of the game for Southern Mississippi. And let's see who got it. The hit was by Dorian Davis.
Looks like Nick Rivez.
Yes, he got the fumble. And the Volunteers are just about ready to ice this one away. Let's take another look.
Good hit by 34. Somebody came in and helped him on that hit. Couldn't tell who it was because he's under a pile of people right now. Still can't see.
Tennessee, 8:21 to go in the football game. 3 turnovers in the game for Southern Miss, 0 for Tennessee. Ames gives it to the running back around the left side. This is Foster. Foster out of bounds. Did he go out of bounds? I don't think so. Arian Foster. Gerald McGrath knocked him out, but not before he picked up 11 yards.
Foster is surprising Southern Miss with his speed right here around the corner. You've got a cornerback, Brandon Summerall, that out there on the corner, and Foster just goes around him. I don't think he expects him to be able to beat him to the outside, and he's done it a number of times.
11-yard pickup. Tennessee's got it first down at the Southern Mississippi 34. Ames, Foster again, straight ahead, fights his way very close to the 30-yard line. A pickup of 3 more. Here are your numbers on Foster. 124 yards rushing, 22 carries, and he scored a couple of touchdowns. Pretty good night's work for Foster. Tennessee with the I formation. They're going to run the clock, maybe to run the ball every play.
Running backs are greedy, I promise you. He wants it a lot more than 22 times.
Given to him on a delay. Foster inside the 30. He picks up about 3 more. Justin Wilson and Levance Richmond make the tackle for the Eagles. It'll be 3rd down upcoming for Tennessee. The line of scrimmage very, very close to the 30-yard line of Southern Miss. In fact, it's right on the 30. 3rd and 6. Tennessee on 3rd down conversion, 7 of 14 on the night. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Tennessee with 2 backs. Actually, there's an H-back, and then there's Arian Foster, along with Eric Ainge on a 3rd and 6. Ainge back to throw. Pass is incomplete. He led Austin Rogers just a little bit too much. And Tennessee will come on and try to tack on a field goal.
Well, if you ask Eric, I'll bet he'll tell you I let him right where I wanted to lead him. He just didn't come up with a football. This is a bullet out to the right sideline. Rogers is there. He just doesn't quite convert there at the end.
Just a little bit of an angle to the left for Daniel Lincoln, who will attempt a 47-yard field goal attempt, which, if it's good, will give Tennessee an 18-point lead. He's got the leg, and he nailed it. 47 yards for Daniel Lincoln. And Tennessee extends its lead to 37-19 over Southern Miss.
You know, Phillips got to be feeling a lot better about his kicking game tonight. I know that's one thing he's going to feel a lot better about.
Let's take another look at that kick by Lincoln, who just makes it look easy.
And a perfect hold by Casey Woods. Dropped it down, spun it around, put the laces straight forward. Right where Lincoln kicked it.
He could have made that from about 55. Coach Fulmer leaning to the left. There you go. Little body English helping him get it on. Tom Mattingly says it's 82 degrees. Great service provided by Tommy Baseball. 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Tennessee comfortably in front after falling behind early, coming back to lead by 1 at halftime. They have totally dominated the second half of play, and they've done it really on both sides of the football. They've given up some yardage, Pat, but no points, and they made big plays and took advantage of turnover.
Yeah, they really did. Got a couple turnovers. Defense has played pretty strong. They gave up, like you said, a lot of plays in that one drive, but only 3 points. Then caused a turnover. Offensively, they've gone to the ground game and played physical this half on both sides of the football, and it's paid off. I can't get over. I just love this LED thing. I mean, it is really neat. I've been in a lot of pro stadiums. Called a lot of games. Called a lot of games, and see, I have not seen one this nice anywhere.
The Vol Network, I think, was responsible for putting that in.
Well, kudos.
6:33 to go in the game. Some of the crowd in the upper deck has left. They want to get home and cover up the plants before Tom Mattingly tells us it's 32 degrees.
Until the freeze sits in. Cover up the azalea bushes.
Yep. Well, this is a beautiful stadium. It's never been a beautiful stadium.
No.
All the time. But tonight, it was just beautiful. I think the new video effects they've got around here are pretty good. Ed Morgan takes the football inside the 10. Chased down and tackled inside the 20. 14-yard return, and he's brought down by Ricardo Kemp of the Volunteers.
I will say, I did like the bushes, the hedges.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that. They took them out.
Yeah, took the hedges out. They said that it gave them a lot more room down on the sidelines. There's your kick. Anybody could catch that, right?
Oh yeah. All right, Southern Miss with the football. They've got a new quarterback in. New quarterback is Stephen Reeves, number 12, a 6'1", 208-pound senior. A gain of 2 for Damian Fletcher.
I believe that's John Reeves' son.
Who played at Florida?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe it is. He's a lefty. Saw him warming up. Throws from the wrong side.
Second down at 8. It's on the Southern Miss 20-yard line. Here's Reeves back to throw. Tennessee coming hard. It's going to be incomplete. Tennessee knocked Reeves down. Sean Nelson, the intended receiver. Well, we talked about the defense, and after the first quarter, they really came to play.
There's a couple big hits. Young, Fletcher, Gaines, Harrison. Tennessee was equal opportunity. They were going to hit everybody, not just 1 or 2 guys.
Southern Miss 3 out of 13 on third downs. Reeves, loose football. It's on the ground. It's into the end zone. He kicks it out. It's a safety, and Tennessee gets 2 more. Nevin McKenzie was the one who batted the ball out of the hands or finally chased it down, one or the other. We'll check and see. Let's look at it again.
Well, McKenzie came out to blitz, and Reeves should see. Doesn't. And McKenzie should see the football. He's too busy celebrating. Reeves gets back and
illegally kicking the ball in the end zone. The penalty is loss of down at the spot of the foul. The penalty occurred in the end zone. It's a safety.
So it didn't make any difference.
No. So now Tennessee is up 39-19 with 5:29 to go.
Well, I'll say this for Reeves. You know, you drop back to pass, you know, inside your 20-yard line late in the ball game, and the other team's up, you know, 18, 19, 20 points. You don't normally expect to see a blitz, a safety blitz, and he obviously wasn't looking for it. He paid for it.
So Tennessee's going to get the ball back after Southern Miss kicks it from the 20. Volunteers were a 10.5-point favorite, and they have covered the spread tonight. They lead it by 20 with 5:29 to go.
Tell you what, I think we've seen a lot of good things to build on in the second half, particularly to carry you into Florida week. You know, the offense has got to feel better about themselves. I think they always knew they could throw the football and could protect the passer. They played against a good defense tonight. That front seven is tough. You know, they were the #1 ranked team in Conference USA last year, and they got 9 starters back. So you run a football against those guys, you got to feel like you got a pretty good shot at running it on anybody.
Tennessee is doing a very good job taking care of the football. No turnovers of any kind tonight. And even last week, the only turnover they had was the fumble that was arguably an incomplete pass.
Exactly. The turnovers will kill you. You got to take care of the football. David Cutcliffe just preaches it. You're going to turn the football over, you're not going to play for him.
Britt Barefoot kicks it, fumbled, picked up by Jonathan Hefney. Hefney crosses the 35, and Tennessee puts it in play from that point. And Jonathan Crompton is coming in at quarterback. A 13-yard kick returned by Hefney. Jonathan Crompton, the redshirt sophomore from Waynesville, North Carolina. Lennon Creer's in at a receiver as Tennessee is clearing the benches as they've got a 20-point lead. Lennon Creer's coming in at tailback.
I was going to say he changed positions since yesterday. This kid's an exciting runner.
They give it to him straight ahead. Breaks through. He's got running room around the left side. Creer knocked out of bounds inside the 30. Lennon Creer. Brandon Sumrall knocked him out, but not before he picks up a chunk of yardage. Down the left side altogether, Creer picks up 38 yards on this run.
Well, got a nice hole in there, found it, squirted through, took it out to the left side. Before you know it, 30 yards down the field.
Two receivers right, I formation behind Crompton. Crompton, draw. Creer. Man, did he have his face mask?
It looked like it. But the officials aren't going to stop the clock in this game unless they just have to.
Loss of 5 on that play.
I believe Creer missed his hole that time. It was essentially the same play. I think if he looks to his right a little bit, he's got a hole. Instead, he bounced it outside where all the mess was.
He had his jersey. Loss of 5. It'll be second down. Clock continues to move. Just over 4.5 minutes left in the ball game. Crompton, play action, penalty marker down. Tennessee jumped. Somebody on the right side of the line. So instead of second down at 15, it's going to be second down at 20.
Before the snap, false start, number 65, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That's sophomore Jock McClendon from Chattanooga.
We also got some new receivers in the ball game. You got Kenny O'Neill and Brett Vincent as your wide receivers.
Crompton back to throw. Drops the football, and it's been recovered by Southern Miss. At the 43-yard line, Vontre Mason, big number 79, got in there and got that ball, and Southern Miss takes over. First Tennessee turnover tonight as Crompton was under pressure and dropped that ball.
Man, play action pass. He's looking to hit Vincent deep down the middle. Just not very good ball security. Guy came by and slapped it out. He was going to get sacked anyway, probably.
Yeah, number 97 for Southern Miss. That's Martavius Prince. Recovered by Mason, number 79. 4:12 to go. Reeves back in at quarterback. Give it to the tailback, and just nothing there. Tennessee stuffs it. Running back, number 2, lost of 2 yards on the play for Southern Mississippi.
I believe that was Ayers again, wasn't it? He's made a lot of plays tonight. Yeah, that's big Robert Ayers.
Loss of 2. It'll be second down and 12. Clock moving, 3:41 to go. Reeves pass caught. Stopped shy of the 50. Ryan Ellis makes the reception for Southern Mississippi. It'll be third down upcoming for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Eric Berry right there to make the tackle.
Well, Southern Mississippi has a lot to brag about. Jeff Bauer's one of them, but they also have given the National Football League one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game in Brett Favre.
You know, that's right. Of course, it's been a while. I guess that's why I forgot about it. But, yeah, they've turned out some football players.
Yeah, pass deflected, incomplete. It will be fourth down and 5 upcoming for Southern Miss, as they are now 3 out of 15 on third down conversions. They're not going to punt it out.
Well,
he hit it. He hit Walter Fisher in the head with that ball.
Yeah. Fisher must be taller than he looks.
Fourth down.
Just need 5 yards.
Pass caught. It's going to be short of the first down, and Tennessee will take over. Pass is caught by Micah Pellerin. Four-yard gain. He needed 5. Tennessee will take over on downs with 2:43 to go. Jonathan Crompton's back in at quarterback, trying to catch some of the other newcomers in the game. Lennon Creer is back in at tailback.
And Stephen Jones is at right tackle.
Brent Vincent at a receiver. Kenny O'Neill is in at a receiver. And then the second string offensive line is back. Crompton hands it to Creer. Creer turns the corner, crosses the 45, and he picks up 6. He gets out of bounds. That stops the clock with 2:37. Gerald McGrath makes the tackle, pushing Creer out of bounds.
Yeah, just a good block on the outside by freshman Ramon Johnson, the left tackle, to spring Creer to get outside on the left side.
Nose of that football resting just inside the Southern Miss 45-yard line. Creer stays on his feet. Is going to be shy of the first down by about a yard. He did pick up 2, so it will be 3rd and short. Matthew Chatelaine makes the tackle. The clock is moving with 2:17 to go.
And Crompton is back there saying, please let me throw one. And so this is just kind of boring, coming in here and handing off time and time again.
3rd down and 1 for Tennessee, under 2 minutes to go. Crompton to Creer. First down inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line. And Tennessee gets another first down. Pick up a 5 yards for Lennon Creer.
And this game is going to be over because I don't believe Southern Miss is going to stop this clock. With that first down, that pretty much settles things.
Tennessee leading it by 20, 39-19. They led by 1 at the half. So there's been a real impressive second half for the Volunteers.
Well, I'm sure Philip Fulmer went in at halftime and challenged his football team to grow up and play like they're supposed to, and they listened to him.
Loose football. It's still loose. And who's got it? I believe Southern Miss got the ball back. Yes, they did. Creer just dropped that football. Gerald McGrath comes out of there with it for Southern Mississippi, but not with 1:16 to go. Southern Miss takes over as Tennessee has turned it over on 2 straight possessions.
And he got submarined. Ball pops out. Lance Richmond picks it up. And then he fumbled.
1:16 to go. Tennessee has outscored them 22-3 in this half. Give it straight ahead to the tailback. Just over a minute to go in the game. Micah Pellerin. That's Floyd, number 2. Well, we don't have a Floyd.
Yeah, he's a freshman. He's a new guy.
VJ Floyd has number 17 on the roster.
His dad, Victor Floyd, was a running back at Florida State years back. I believe he came in the ball game last week and ran for about 43 yards late in the ball game.
Clock moving now, under 30 seconds to go. Last play of the game coming up right here. 3rd down and 1. Inside, they hand it off to the fullback, Seth Michelson. And with 7 seconds, that's it. Tennessee has gotten on the left-hand side of the ledger. The Volunteers get their first win of the 2007 season as they defeat Southern Mississippi 39-19 here at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville tonight. It was a 17-16 game at the half, and Tennessee totally dominated play in the second half, 22-3. Well, Pat, I tell you, at halftime I wasn't that impressed. I'm impressed. Tennessee bounced back very well.
Well, there wasn't anything to be impressed at, at halftime. Eric threw the ball well, and we managed 17 points, but it wasn't an impressive 17 points, and as you said, gave up 16. But the second half, they came out, looked like a completely different football team.
Tennessee's players and coaches, some of them meeting at midfield with the chaplain. They come away with a win, and they will be 1-1 going to Florida next weekend. They'll be facing the Florida Gators at the Swamp. In the SEC this evening, we've had one big upset. South Carolina knocked off Georgia in Athens.
I don't know if you really call that a big upset. Being in Athens, I guess you do call it an upset, but South Carolina's got a good football team. They've won a lot of big games over the last couple years. And Spurrier feels like he's finally got a team that can compete. He's got a good defense, and if he gets his quarterback, you know how he is about his quarterbacks, playing the way he wants them to play, he's going to win some football games.
All right, let's go down on the field. Here's Rick Russo. Rick.
All right, we're with senior quarterback Eric Ainge. Completed his first 6 passes, 23 of 36 for 276 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tennessee throwing early, often, and you guys really pretty effective tonight.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job. It wasn't good enough. You got to credit their defense. I thought they did a good job changing up their looks, and they made it hard for us.
1 point first half lead, second half 22 points. How key was that first drive, and in particular the deep pass to Lucas Taylor?
That was big. We knew we had to get out and get it started. The first 5 minutes of the third quarter are always the biggest minutes of the second half, and we knew that, and we had to come out firing.
The defense had a lot on them, Eric, coming off that first game. How did they perform tonight? They looked good, huh?
I thought they did a good job, too. I thought that, the other team's offense, I thought Southern Miss's offense had a good game. I thought they moved the ball well. They did a good job of trying to scheme us up. But it took them a while, but they got the job done. I really like where our defense is at.
It's always great to get that first win. What about that and the momentum it gives you guys going down to Gainesville next week?
That's big. We just got to stay healthy and have a great week of practice.
All right, thanks, Eric. Eric Ainge, Tennessee senior quarterback, leading his Vols to their first win of the season. The Volunteers take it by a final score of 39-19. Back to the booth right now with Randy Smith.